So, yeah, Connor yells down the hall about 2 minutes ago, "Guy!" And I went, oh, man, I snapped too. You know, I realized.
They're on the air.
I was watching a video. I went down a rabbit hole. I was looking for a story online, and I came across a little video. And you know how they give you the little hook on there? It was British guys in the U.S. eating Midwestern food only. And I thought, well, I wonder what, these British guys think.
I've got to see what they're saying about this.
Exactly. Well, that's what I said. And so I started watching this. And British food...
It's not good.
It's not great. It's not great. Indian food, there's a lot of Indian influence in Britain now. And Indian food is fantastic. I love Indian food.
Yeah, not me, but go ahead.
But British...
Really?
No.
You don't like it?
You don't like Indian food?
Wow.
You do not. You don't like curry or
no? Thank you.
Really? What's your favorite food?
If we're talking about a style, I would say probably Cajun food.
Sure. Oh well, you had a kid that went to Tulane, didn't you?
No, I used to live in Louisiana.
That's it.
That's a little harder to find.
It is harder to
You
find.
You don't get a ton of Cajun restaurants around,
and not good ones either.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to your.
I haven't had etouffee, and I can't tell you.
It's awesome.
I love etouffee. I also like little crawdads, and I like all. Cajun food's great. I'm not a fan of New Orleans, the city. It's kind of. I don't know. It's just
when
I'm not quite sure I know what you mean.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of dirty, and it's kind of I don't know.
When I lived in Louisiana, lived in North Louisiana, but had friends in the city. And when you get away from, and you're just living in the town, being with locals, it's a completely different look.
I'll bet. Yeah, it's like anywhere. It really is. You get away from the big city, and it becomes, it's like being, now you go, everybody talks about how mean Parisians are if you've ever been to Paris. No, it's just a bunch of people living in a big city. They're like New Yorkers. They're going to be rude. And yeah, right. So, but they do it like this.
So what's the French for I'm walking here today?
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, I'm walking here. Hey,
Pierre. So anyway, back to your Midwestern food.
I'm watching them eat, and they're eating chili mac, and they fed them ranch dressing. They'd never had ranch dressing, and they said
that's a pox upon the land. By the way,
well, it really is. But I'm telling you, it must have started with my kids when they were in high school. Everything was dipped in ranch. Everything.
Yeah.
And Hidden Valley must have been, their stock must have gone through
invested.
the roof. I'm telling you. Well, you're telling me.
Well, that's why Paul Newman made a salad dressing.
I never liked his stuff.
Yeah, but,
Really?
he got in on the game early.
He did.
Yeah,
He foresaw the ranch dressing
bubble.
I've often wondered, do people buy food because a celebrity made it or endorsed it? Like, you remember Matt Carpenter, who played third base for the Cardinals?
We got some.
Did you get the
salsa?
The salsa, yeah.
That's fine.
I wouldn't buy it because I thought, nothing against Matt Carpenter, but...
Why do you hate Matt Carpenter?
I don't.
Oh.
I don't. By the way, I played golf with Matt Carpenter one time.
No.
I had no idea. He's like 6'3".
Big guy.
Yeah. Because he doesn't look like that on the field.
Go Frogs. He's a TCU guy.
Oh, is he?
That's
TCU?
where one of my kids
TCU.
went.
That's right. Yeah.
Go Frogs.
I knew it started with a T.
That narrows it down.
Yeah, it does. Anyway, so but I like all kinds of food. It's just interesting for me to see how foreigners like American foods, or if they find it too fatty or because Midwestern food tends to have a lot of cheese and stuff in it, and it's comfort food.
And will it change if we get back to more healthy, organic, clean food? Will all of our perceptions change?
All right, Robert, let me throw this
I don't think
at you.
so.
You don't think so?
I think ribs will always be good. I don't really care.
I sure hope so.
I don't really care what I'm eating.
Grass-fed or not.
Yeah.
So when we grew up, we ate real butter on everything. My mom cooked with butter.
I never changed.
Right. And we were, I dare I say healthy, but we were athletic, and not everybody, but I'm just saying that in our family, we had real food, we ate the real cheese, not the processed stuff. My mom made everything with butter and all that. and nobody had any health issues with it. We weren't overweight or all that. And then all of a sudden, all the processed stuff starts coming in the 70s and 80s. And
look where we are.
Look where
now
we are.
you were in Chicago, right? Or at least the
Yes,
Chicagoland area.
Yeah. Evanston, Highland Park, that area.
I mean, a lot of cheese and sausage probably goes with the territory.
Yes, and Schlitz, or hams, your choice. But, so, I don't want to say that we didn't eat healthily, but we had all the stuff. Like my wife will spray, if I'm making something that requires to grease a pan, I will take a stick of butter and I will, grease the pan with the stick of butter. My wife uses Pam. She sprays the pan.
You can get organic Pam.
I don't want organic Pam. I want butter.
All right.
I do.
It's pretty much just vegetable oil.
Yeah, I usually do both.
It is, but it's like an aerosol. I mean, I'm not spraying my food with, just use butter. What's wrong with butter? That's all you need.
Just for non-stick purposes.
I get it, but still, it cooks into the food, and it's an aerosol. Might as well use hairspray. I don't know.
I may try that.
Was it really? I mean, it wasn't healthy back then, though. Is the thing.
Well,
I've been told this story about my great grandfather who died quite young, who had multiple donuts every day for breakfast, a lot of smoked meats and cheese and butter, and he died at 53. From a heart attack. I think so. I just don't know if I don't know if we can draw the line necessarily to say butter's good for you.
That sort of non-research. That's not an insult. I'm just saying, not really. Oh, look, it's clogging the arteries. We got no more meat. No more bacon, no more butter, heart attacks. You can't do it. When in fact, if it's clean, if it's not processed, it is good for you. But no, can you have donuts every day? No, of course not.
We never had, and that's an interesting thing. We never had a lot of sugary stuff. You know what? My brother and I used to have for breakfast almost every day. I'm not kidding you. This is good. This may be a great little call-in topic, or maybe those of you listening, 84126.
That's the text line.
Yeah, text line. 84126. The odd thing you had for breakfast, we used to have chicken and rice soup.
For breakfast.
For breakfast.
Not like a leftover.
No.
This was for breakfast.
Open a can of Campbell's chicken and rice soup, and my brother and I would split that, and we'd go off to school. We didn't have cereal.
That's interesting.
Better than a bowl of Lucky Charms.
Probably.
No, not probably. For sure.
Yeah.
I just got admonished by my wife.
What did she say?
I never use Pam. That's her voice. Only butter and olive oil.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Somebody
that was a pretty good impression, wasn't it?
Somebody said, Guy, it's Susan, I'm with you on the cooking with butter. It's all I use when I'm cooking. Susan, I would eat at your place anytime. Let's see. Somebody said, you say Pam's only vegetable oil, but how much do you get from vegetables? Well, that's true.
I don't know. What is vegetable oil then? I assume it's...
What's baby oil?
Mixed stuff.
I mean,
somebody called P.
You don't cook with that.
Well, you don't. You shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
But I bet somebody has.
What do you mean by cook?
Right. Let's see.
I've got a question. I've always wondered this. I wonder if the text line can chime in. My grandfather claims they used to eat a stick of butter as a snack, or maybe not the whole stick, but they'd chop off a little bite and eat. And he said the butter was different in those days. So this would have been in the 40s and 50s.
The hazing at my youngest fraternity, he had to eat a stick of butter.
Oof.
He was like threw up.
He was like, he wouldn't do it now. The butter's different now. So I don't know what he meant by that. This would have been probably the late 40s, early 50s. Was the butter different, the text line? Did people used to eat it?
Trust the butter today than the butter then, just with, I don't want to say processing like it's processed, but just the way it's made, created, stored, shipped, whatever. But nothing to me is better than real butter. And I didn't eat butter when I was growing up. I didn't put
always
butter in.
did.
Never had butter until I didn't start eating butter until I was maybe almost through college.
Oh, you're kidding?
No, never had milk.
All we had at home.
Did you drink milk?
Oh yeah.
Never drank
Whole milk.
Nope, never had it. We used to drink orange juice by the gallon. Right out of the thing. My mom
you got to drink
me.
it out of the jug.
We were
Come
boys,
on.
right? You go in the
Why would
fridge.
you use a glass?
Right.
You eliminate a process and just glug it.
Sure. Oh, well. Anyway, it's fun seeing you guys. Somebody made a recommendation on Sister Cities Cajun on South Broadway. That sounds pretty good. Gulf Shores and Creve Coeur. Yeah, I've eaten there. I like that. Duck in Market in Valley Park. Duck in Market. Is that the name? I guess Duck in Market in Valley Park.
That is the name.
Yeah. And somebody said you're on fire today. Oh, Nope.
I don't think we
False alarm.
We don't even have a fire extinguisher in here. I wonder if that's violation of some code.
It also wasn't for us. If you read further, they're talking about Max.
Oh, I
You're
see.
on fire today, Max. Because that was from
you're
the
on
last.
fire today, Max. Okay.
Yeah.
And Connor's awesome too.
Well,
that
was me texting in.
Oh, I see. Well, I like to think we're on fire. Yeah, right? Maybe just spicy. All right. Well, thanks for the note about the lard sandwich.
Yeah, what is that lard sandwich recipe? I'd like to know.
Well, in Missouri, that's the Lord's sandwich.
Lard.
Yeah.
The lard.
I got
lard.
it. I got it.
Oh, my lard. Okay. Well, Heidi is out. She's on vacation in Mexico. I'm just guessing on that one. She always goes to Mexico.
Yeah, she is.
Is that where she is?
In the Cancun region.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it's Playa de Maya, whatever.
An
Playa del
undisclosed
Carmen.
location
Yeah.
in Mexico.
Yeah. Good. Getting some sun, having some fun. Josh is out. He's probably got what's going around, whatever bug is happening around here. I hope it's not that super bug, but happy to be here. I'm Guy, and that's Rammer. Connor running the operation here.
Should we say what's going to be on the show?
And we can, yeah. We're going to be talking with this. I don't care.
Jacob Soboroff?
But yeah, he's written a book called Firestorm, The Great Los Angeles Fire and America's New Age of Disaster. Pretty interesting. There are a lot of different angles with respect to that.
And late in the show, we'll have another author who's going to be at the Clark Family Library.
Kenneth
branch.
Rosen, right?
Kenneth Rosen.
Yeah.
Fascinating guy. We'll hear from Max a little bit later, so we got a lot of stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, hope you stick with us. We're going to be here till 6 o'clock. It is 3:24 on the Big 550 KTRS.
Dr. Joe, it can get very confusing, but the one thing we need to know is GLP-1, right? That's the magic cure.
Yeah, they're on the med, and these medications are used, these GLP-1s, for reducing inflammation in your body. I get so many folks that are like, wow, I don't have the knee pain. I don't have the...
Because once you start losing weight, all these other things naturally happen to you in a positive way. Not just talk about the deals for KTRS listeners at stlmedweightloss.com.
All KTRS listeners, they get $50 to $100 off their first month. And what's beautiful about it, too, hey, I get it. The economy, what we just had, guys, things are difficult right now, but we make the plan work for you. We have financing options. We make this work for you because we realize how important it is to get down in your weight, get your confidence back, and really start feeling like the old you.
Call stlmedweightloss.com and ask Dr. Joe. stlmedweightloss.com.
The Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Tournament has been the showcase for buzzer beaters, madness, and championship glory. With nearly 5 decades of heart-racing excitement, it begins here at Enterprise Center. The 2026 State Farm MVC Tournament, presented by Credit Union One, Great Southern Bank, and SSM Health, tips off on March 5th through 8th. Celebrate 50 years of the Valley's postseason championship. Get your tickets now at archmadness.com.
After Record Expo, Byerly RV is extending our pre-show savings through January 29th. Get better than show offers on all 26 model RVs from over 30 brands, plus closeout pricing on 25 models. Plus, when you buy an RV during the expo, you'll get a $250 parts gift card and enjoy free outside storage through March. Shop now and save on the hassle of driving and parking downtown. Visit ByerlyRV.com for more information or visit us in our 25-acre headquarters in Eureka, Missouri. Byerly RV, the center of the RV world.
Looking for a new kitchen or bath? Call me, Anne-Marie Boges, the co-host of the Inside Out Show and owner and designer at Anne-Marie Design Studio. Visit our website at annemaristudio.com. We can help make your dream space into a reality. We're a fine kitchen and bath boutique located in Wildwood. We do it all, from design to bid to installation too. Call us today at 636-821-3395 or go online at annemaristudio.com. Let's make your dream kitchen or bath a reality with Anne-Marie Design Studio.
Hey, it's Heidi, and if the new year means a new look for your home, look no further than Dalco Home Remodeling. Let me just tell you, customers could not be happier. If you're looking for new windows, Dalco Home Remodeling has you covered. If you're looking for a new door, they can custom make you a front door. They can do French doors, they can do sliding doors, and they can stain it or paint it to whatever you have going on or whatever new color you want to add. Let me just tell you about some of the happy clients. You've got Alex who said, I had Dalco replace several windows and doors on one of my properties. Did a top quality job for me, would definitely recommend. And he's just one of many. You know, Dalco Home Remodeling has been around for more than 50 years. They are family owned and family operated. So if you're ready to get your dream project underway, go to DalcoHomeRemodeling.com. You can also give them a call at 314-298-7300.
Recently, a good friend of mine was changing the light fixture in their kitchen, and they took the light fixture off the ceiling, and they looked inside the ceiling and said, what is the phone number to Michael Baldy? If they would have listened to me, they would have put Michael Baldy's phone number in their phone, because everybody needs a good electrician on speed dial. So here you go. The next time you need electrician, you need to remember Michael Baldy and Baldy Electric. So the phone number, 314-968-9999. Indoor, outdoor, an old Victorian home, knob and tube wiring, and anything and everything in between. You see, Michael Baldy is a licensed electrician, and he has a team ready to go. Whether it's something for the ceiling in the kitchen, something for the lights for the holidays, whatever it may be, Michael Baldy and Baldy Electric. BaldyElectric.com, 314-968-9999, because everybody needs a good electrician on speed dial. BaldyElectric.com.
St. Louis Ambush Indoor Soccer is back this Friday night at the Family Arena to take on the Empire Strikers at 7:05 p.m. And it's Cancer Awareness Night, presented by Siteman Cancer Centers, with a post-game autograph session and a special cancer awareness jersey auction to benefit Siteman's Cancer Centers Discovery Fund. The first 500 fans receive a limited edition ambush poster presented by Sumner One. Tickets available at the Family Arena box office or at Ticketmaster.com. For more information, go to STLambush.com.
At Maryville University, we power dreams, not just degrees. For nearly 150 years, we've empowered graduates to build successful careers. At Maryville, expect a rigorous, technology-driven, mentor-inspired education in a diverse and inclusive learning environment. We help you take it to the next level, no matter what field you choose. Now is the time to turn your ambition into action and transform your dream into reality. Start your journey at maryville.edu.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
And let's get our first check of traffic. Captain Paul, what's happening out there?
Well, Bob, 6455 East is closed at the Poplar Street Bridge due to an accident. There's police activity on 44 East past Hampton, blocking the right lane, and 64 West slows down at Hampton. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. If you're ready to upsize, downsize, or first-time home buy, turn to the team at Neighbors Credit Union. At Neighbors Credit Union, you'll find great rates, expert advice, and personalized friendly service throughout the entire home loan process and beyond. That's just what you'd expect from a great neighbor. Apply online today at neighborscu.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Now it's time for the KTRS Book Club.
It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Group words together as a sentence.
Powered each week by the St. Louis County Library on the Big 550.
Well, you see, I spell them like this sounds, you know.
KTRS.
And you know how much we love our library. St. Louis Public Library, which means libraries all over town. But the Clark Family Branch, have you been by there? It's beautiful.
I have, yes.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Great series of authors that come in and talk to folks. Coming in tomorrow night is Jacob Soboroff. You know him if you think what's that name? I know that guy. Of course you do. Great journalist with NBC. Well, he's got a book, Firestorm, The Great Los Angeles Fire in America's New Age of Disaster. And Mr. Soboroff is with us today. Jacob, how are you?
Good. Hey, one of the biggest tragedies in our modern history was the LA fire, and we sat back on our couches and in our comfort zones watching this all unfold. I had two kids that lived out in that area. Fortunately, they didn't have homes out there, but I have relatives that have homes out in California, and it's always risky, with respect to mudslides and, all the disasters that California has faced, as beautiful as it is. But it's been a year now, And still 31 lives were lost, and 15,000 homes plus were destroyed, and so many people are still in peril. And even with the promise of repair and rebuilding and special circumstances to help these people, it seems like there's paralyzation there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Jacob, tell us, do you get into the book not just from the fire forward, but, and I know a lot of people can feel like their toes are getting stepped on, and not to assess blame, but why and how? Mm. Yep. Mm. Yeah.
It sounds trite to say you can always learn something from fires such as this. And I'm sure the fact is that that's true. But a couple of things I wanted to ask you with respect to the arson. Am I mistaken? They did catch who was responsible for that, did they not? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. We're talking to Jacob Soboroff, who has written the book Firestorm, The Great Los Angeles Fire, and will be at the Clark Family Branch of the St. Louis County Library signing books and talking about this book, and that's tomorrow night. So let's talk about the containment of the fire. was this something that could have been preventable? Not preventable necessarily because, arson has a whole mind of its own, but could it have been contained more easily if other steps had been taken in advance? Yeah.
Wow.
And talk a little bit about the politicization of what happened here with the fire. Everybody wants to, have somebody that they can point the finger at and say this, it was the mayor, she was out of town, or it was the fact that nobody allowed this basin to be filled with water, and so on and so forth. But what about the politics of this? Because that plays pretty heavily into it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Jacob is a high-level working journalist, and because of your unique perspective of this area being your home, how is it covering, or even if you're just paying attention to the rebuild and the slow rebuild, is it frustrating for you and folks who want to go back and live there? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I assume that the insurance is not going to be an easy hurdle either for a lot of these people who, have to fight with these companies that they're trying to save money, and these people want to rebuild their homes. So there's that fight going on. But you mentioned it, California, incredibly high. I lived out there for a year. Incredibly high taxes, highest state or highest sales tax in the nation. The property taxes are just outrageous. Don't the people that live there deserve more? Don't they deserve more protection for the taxes that they're paying?
Right.
Of course.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Jacob Soboroff is the author, and you know him from his great work on NBC. His book is Firestorm, the Great Los Angeles Fire in America's New Age of Disaster, and he will be in our town tomorrow night at the St. Louis County Library Clark Family Branch. That is tomorrow. Jacob, safe travels and good luck with the book. Thank you for your time.
Well, as you guys know, we went to Costa Rica back in November with Colette Travel and Altair, and it was fantastic. I mean, there were like 40 of us from St. Louis. We got to go to a coffee plantation, and we went to beaches, and we went to see some sloths. It was just incredible. Well, now we're going again, but you guys, this time we're going in search of Iceland's magical northern lights with Colette. We're going to go October 24th, and we're going to experience the land of fire and ice with a rare opportunity to search for those northern lights, one of nature's most dazzling light displays, and I cannot wait. We're going to see the steaming lava fields. We got the massive glacier sculpted mountains and valleys, and Josh, that thing that you don't think exists. Waterfalls. I cannot wait.
It's going to be fun for me and Josh to go with you. It's going to be great.
Hey, everyone is invited, is what I'm trying to say. And here's what's so nice. Colette handles all of it. So you don't have to worry about, hey, where am I going to fly into? Where am I going to stay? What am I going to eat? Colette handles all of that, the flights, the meals, the hotels, and even those local experiences like checking out the mineral-rich warm water of the Blue Lagoon. I mean, that's just one of the many things we're going to do. Oh, by the way, we're going to walk on that black volcanic sand beach, which I think is going to be really, really cool. So don't miss out. Make plans to join me in October 24th to be exact. You can call our friends over at Altair Travel, 314-968-9600, 314-968-9600, or go to KTRS.com to learn more.
This is Mariah, third generation at Newsteaders Fine Jewelry. Buying an engagement ring can be intimidating. At Newsteaders, we ensure complete understanding of your purchase. We offer a choice in both lab and mine-grown diamonds and are able to work with any budget. Let our family help educate you on your choice at Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or at wowdiamonds.com.
Since 1974, Permajack of St. Louis has been helping residential and commercial owners protect their biggest investment. From successfully solving foundation structural problems to making sure basements remain dry, Permajack has performed tens of thousands of projects on both sides of the river, utilizing state-of-the-art technology, techniques, and equipment. Permajack of St. Louis has done it with honesty and integrity, never recommending anything outside of what you really need. For many repairs, Permajack provides a transferable life of structure warranty, all while Permajack of St. Louis has earned a BBB A+ rating and accreditation for foundation settlement, bowed or buckling walls, cracks in your foundation, walls or bricks, or basement waterproofing. Choose the hometown family-owned team at Permajack of St. Louis. Schedule your free inspection and estimate at permajackofstlewis.com. That's permajackofstlewis.com. Permajack, solid as rock.
Dowd Bennett is proud to support Backstoppers and the great work they do providing ongoing needed financial assistance and support to the spouses and dependent children of all police officers, firefighters and volunteer firefighters, and publicly funded paramedics and EMTs who have lost their lives or suffered a catastrophic injury in the line of duty. For more information or to make a donation, go online to backstoppers.org. That's backstoppers.org.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, everybody. Thanks for being along with us. We've got an interesting guest from ABC News coming up for you next. It is 3:50 on the button, and Captain Paul Kopsky has another look at your Thursday rush.
Guy, there's police activity on 44 East past Hampton blocking the right lane. A stalled vehicle on 64 West at Research Park Circle is blocking the right lane. 55 South is heavy and stop and go at times from Gasconade to 4500 South Broadway, and 64 West is slow from Kings Highway to Hampton. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. If you're ready to upsize, downsize, or first-time home buy, turn to the team at Neighbors Credit Union. At Neighbors Credit Union, you'll find great rates, expert advice, and personalized friendly service throughout the entire home loan process and beyond. That's just what you'd expect from a great neighbor. Apply online today at neighborscu.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Welcome back. We're going to bring in from ABC News Brad Garrett. You know him. He's the ABC News crime and terrorism analyst. And it's interesting that we're going to be talking with Brad about what's going on in Minneapolis and the ramifications. Brad, thanks for joining us. We keep coming up with new ways to have turmoil. And maybe this isn't new, but it's certainly at the top of the headlines. How are you today, first of all?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us the first take here. As seems like we're at a loggerheads between the administration, ICE, local and state authorities in the Twin Cities, and it's hard to imagine a non-destructive resolution at this point. What are your thoughts?
Well, I would agree with that because, I mean, you could certainly make an argument that ICE is being pretty aggressive with people, and it's sort of unclear what their mandate is. I mean, it's my understanding they do work under quotas and to arrest so many people a day. If that's true, it certainly sort of pushes them to do things that are more group oriented. In other words, going into particular neighborhoods, going to Home Depot, 7-Elevens, wherever it might be where the immigrant folks may congregate, and just start checking people out. And, can they do that legally? Sure they can. I guess the question, it always has been, is that who they should be focusing on? I get that there's millions of people here illegally. It's a big problem. But, statistically, folks from other countries aren't the ones who break the law here. They do, of course, break the law, but not in the same numbers as we do. But the point being, you would think, and the president basically said this back when he came to office again the second time, that the focus was going to be on, people that are wanted. They're illegal, they're wanted for something, they're in gangs, they sell drugs, they do things, they've either been convicted of them or there are investigations of them doing certain things that, you don't really want them in your community. But it seems like it, in fairly short order, mushroomed into something much bigger than that, just by the sheer volume of people that they've arrested. And that's where the problem breaks down here, because, some jurisdictions, local law enforcement works with ICE, and in other jurisdictions like Minneapolis, Los Angeles, Chicago, they don't. And does it create additional safety issues? The answer is yes, but I also get why they're not participating. So, that's a judgment call by the politicians and the police chiefs of these jurisdictions. But to your point, do I see this in the short term simmering down? No. If the president elects to invoke the Insurrection Act, you could even see this potentially getting bigger.
And I know you're a guy who likes to think of solutions and trying to resolve issues. It seems that, there's a narrative that if ICE was able to go into jails and go after people who actually have been arrested already by local authorities and then move them into the immigration process, that this would go away. Do you think that narrative holds water?
Well, only to a certain extent. I think that the volume of people that I think they're mandated to arrest, the president's made comments in the past. He wants 1 million people deported a year. I mean, he doesn't even have an administrative system, immigration judges, all sorts of other people, I think, to pull that off. But be that what it may, if that number is remotely close, that certainly translates into a lot of arrests of people that may or may not be in jail. If they're in jail in certain locations, they'll turn them over to ICE. I get what you're saying. In other jurisdictions, they may not. They'll just let them go. And I think ICE at times will know in advance they're going to be released and maybe arrest them outside the jail. I'm not sure how big that number really is. Mm-hmm. I think the issue really is more the volume of people they're picking up that don't fit the characteristics we're talking about.
Yeah. Violent
people, etc. Versus the guy who lives down the street that works on your car. He's lived there 30 years. He's got 2 kids, a wife. He goes to church, and he or she doesn't break the law. Now, are they illegal? Yes. Are those the people you really should be chasing? Well, I would say no. But there sort of gives you the dilemma I think we have.
I don't think anybody would disagree with that. And, you look at these, I see ICE as, dads and husbands and people that have a job to do, which is to kind of preserve the security and our public safety here within our borders. And they have, they're doing a job. And there shouldn't be anybody that says, gee, I want to keep criminals in my community. That's what we want to do. We want to, get rid of the criminals. And I don't know if there's a way to reset this all where we can establish a trust between the community and the government, because that's what it seems, as the president threatens insurrection and all that, which I think was a mistake to do that. But is there any way, if you could just, we're a little short on time, but in 30 seconds, if there was a way, Brad, that you could see this kind of being resolved for both sides, what would that be?
Take away the quotas and go after the serious people we've talked about. And if other people tend to get swept up in that, I get that. But don't focus on numbers. I just think this whole quota thing is driving the ship here.
And it's a great point, and it never should be done by that, because you're right. It's a wide net you cast, and a lot of innocent people probably get hurt, as we've seen. Anyway, Brad, listen, we'd love to keep you on longer. We hope we can do it again, but thanks for sharing a little of your time with us today.
Sounds great. Take care.
You bet. Brad Garrett, ABC. It's a guy on the Heidi Show along with Rammer and Connor, and we're in the studio till 6 on the Big 550.
Your dentures no longer fit? Maybe you're missing a tooth or several teeth. Visit Dr. Bowen for Simply Secure Dentures and Dental Implants, the cutting-edge, high-quality dental implants that replace all the teeth in your mouth, and it starts as low as $7,000, not the $35,000 that others charge. If you're only missing a few teeth, Dr. Bowen can permanently replace those with something you don't have to take in and out of your mouth. Learn more at simplysecuredentures.com and get the care you need and the teeth you want at Bowen Dental Care or simplysecuredentures.com.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
This is where St. Louis comes to talk.
What number do you want?
The Big 550.
KTRS.
St. Louis.
From ABC News, I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor of Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. After the ouster of Venezuela's leader Nicolas Maduro, President Trump met with Maduro opposition leader Maria Corina Machado at the White House. Machado is recognized as the legitimate winner of Venezuela's presidential election and also was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. ABC's Jay O'Brien says she met with lawmakers on Capitol Hill and spoke to reporters.
It seems that she said to reporters that she, quote unquote, presented is the verb she used, presented her 2025 Nobel Peace Prize to President Trump when they met earlier today. We don't know what happened next. We don't know if the president accepted that gift.
At the White House, the president declined to answer whether he thinks Machado is ready to lead or if he accepted her Nobel Prize, but he said the meeting was great. Protests and unrest in Minneapolis last night with pockets of violent clashes with federal agents. President Trump is now threatening to invoke the Insurrection Act in the city. ABC's Faith Abube is there with the latest.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, a federal law enforcement officer shot a Venezuelan man who they say fled a traffic stop and then attacked the officer, adding that the officer fired to defend his life, hitting the man in the leg. The department also saying 2 other people assaulted the officer with a snow shovel and broom. The injured man is in custody. He and the officer were taken to the hospital.
Federal prosecutors announced charges against 20 people, including more than a dozen former NCAA players named as defendants in an alleged scheme to rig college basketball games last season. The indictment alleges players received bribes up to $30,000 a game to underperform to favor those placing bets. And 4 crew members returned to Earth from the International Space Station today.
SpaceX, we see splashdown.
The crew left the ISS weeks ahead of schedule due to one astronaut's undisclosed health issue. The crew member is stable. You're listening to ABC News.
Repairing chimneys, walkways, porches, foundations, entire homes, anything to do with brick or stone, you need a tuck pointer you can trust, and that, of course, is Morelli. Morelli is a family-run business started in 1991, and they're only as good as their last customer. That's why when you check out the reviews online at MorelliTuckPointing.com, you'll notice that they're actual customers who are singing the praises of Morelli. So if you need a tuck pointer, you need Morelli. 314-645-1387, or MorelliTuckPointing.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
33 degrees at 4:03 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. Colder temperatures on the way for this weekend with predicted highs Saturday and Sunday only in the upper 20s. We'll have our forecast coming up. In response, though, the city of St. Louis has activated its emergency shelter operations. Currently, 350 beds are available in addition to the 400 year-round beds. Anyone in need of a shelter or transportation to a shelter should call the United Way at 211. The St. Louis Tornado Recovery Committee held its third meeting yesterday. City leaders outlined both progress and obstacles with current recovery efforts. The city says there's been progress with outreach and services, but also challenges, including debris removal, demolition, and home repair. A new privately funded nonprofit is working to promote downtown St. Louis and change how many in the region negatively view the area as far as crime and public safety. Yesterday on the Heidi Glaus Show, Eric Seamers of the St. Louis Business Journal reported that the group, Downtown Forward, is working to prove that safety concerns many people have are holding the area back and are just not justified.
There's a really concerted effort to take this problem on head on. That they're not going to just allow the perception to overtake reality, that they're actually going to be trying to do something to correct it.
Recently released statistics show that crime numbers are down in St. Louis, and Seamers says Downtown Forward is working to bridge what he calls the gap between reality and myth. Today, the Illinois Department on Aging released a plan designed to address the needs of older adults and their caregivers over the next decade. The Engaging Illinois plan outlines a number of strategies, including expanding affordable housing, launching a statewide caregiver awareness campaign, and modernizing home and community-based services. As we hear in this report, Ameren is having some positive impact in both Missouri and Illinois.
Ameren is delivering big economic benefits for Missouri and Illinois. That's according to a new study by HR&A Advisors. The study analyzed direct spending by the company on functions such as payroll, capital equipment, supplier services, and the additional economic benefits that are generated when those investments prompt other businesses and consumers to spend money on housing, capital goods, and retail. Key findings of the study show over 55,000 jobs are supported by Ameren's annual economic activity, and $920 million in taxes contributed to state and local governments. Jill Enders, KTRS News.
Layton Restaurant Week kicks off next Monday. Participating businesses will be offering special three-course meals, and entertainment venues there will also host special events. Restaurant menus and event details can be found at dineclaytonmo.com. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. A developer is suing the city of Cottleville in federal court for $11 million over an apartment project. Harmony Point LLC alleges that the city violated its constitutional rights by issuing illegal stop work orders after first approving its 98-unit mixed-use apartment project on Highway N back in 2022. The Market's brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. At close, the Dow up 293 points at 49,442, NASDAQ up 58 at 23,530, and the S&P 500 up 17 at 6,944. Now for KTRS Sports and Traffic, let's check in with Paul.
Steve, Mizzou football has officially put pen to paper with Ole Miss transfer quarterback Austin Simmons. The now former Rebel was named the starter under Lane Kiffin before the season started, but lost his job to Trinidad Chambliss due to a Week 3 ankle injury. And Illinois basketball beat Northwestern in Evanston 79-68. It's the first time in more than 20 years the Illini have started 4-0 in Big Ten road games. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. The roads are mostly quiet right now. 270 north is congested from Manchester to 64. 55 south is heavy and stop and go at times from Gasconade to 4500 South Broadway. And 64 west is slow from Kings Highway to Hampton and out west at Prospect. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rack House in Cottleville. The Rack House just made Whiskey Advocate magazine's top whiskey bars in the country list for the third time. The Rack House in Cottleville averages over 300 whiskey, bourbon, and scotch selections on its menu. The Rack House, featuring upscale casual dining and drinks since 2014. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Our forecast calls for a chance for some light snow tonight, a 20% chance for some light scattered rain tomorrow. Tomorrow's high near 45. Then temperatures drop Saturday and Sunday with highs those days only in the upper 20s. At 4:08, partly cloudy, 33 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers. Oh, they're here. Hey, who needs something to drink?
we've been overindulging a little more than usual. Thank goodness we both added active liver to our diets to give our livers some much-needed support so we have the energy we need to enjoy the holidays.
Active Liver from New Nordic contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract designed to give your liver maximum protection and help it do vital jobs like removing toxins from alcohol, rich foods, and sweets.
Try Active Liver today and enjoy all the holiday treats with the peace of mind of knowing you're giving your liver some relief.
Find Active Liver online at Amazon, Vitacost.com, or iHerb.com. Or pick it up today at CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite. Enjoy life to the fullest with Active Liver.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
And we're back at the Big 550 KTRS. I'm Guy Phillips filling in for Josh today. He's a little under the weather. Heidi's out. She'll be back. Hopefully, when's she coming back? Monday?
Wednesday?
Wednesday? Oh, next Wednesday.
I think Wednesday. Tuesday or Wednesday.
All right, okay. Apparently, I'm coming back tomorrow as well.
How can we miss you if you won't go away?
I know it, right? Exactly.
You're here tomorrow?
I am. I just was asked a few minutes ago in the hallway.
Oh.
Come back. We'll get rid of somebody else, they said.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Why is everyone looking at me?
Bob won't be back tomorrow.
All right. So, these are the headlines, and probably one of the biggest stories, I think, involving at least St. Louis and sports, if you intertwine them, is this point-shaving thing that the FBI is looking into. It's this sweeping indictment of this college fixed games in basketball, and St. Louis University was one of the schools that was named as having been involved in a fixed contest. Now, let me make this perfectly clear. St. Louis University did not know about this. And by the way, they have not come out and, to my knowledge, made any kind of statement on this. So this is just what we know from...
And to be clear, and I know you didn't mean it this way, and maybe I'm being overly defensive.
Go.
Guilty as charged, if that's the case.
Go.
Is that... These are players that were playing at various universities.
That's correct.
But it's not. This is not about the university.
It's not an indictment at all about the university, the program, the coaches didn't know. This is what happens in these instances is somebody from outside will make contact with a player, probably a weak link, somebody that has not been at the university for a while, that may be a starter or maybe somebody that's in a game and says, hey, here's the deal. Late in the game, we want you to, miss a couple of shots. You can't tell somebody to make shots because,
and usually to affect a point spread.
A point spread, correct.
And so in this story, it's a federal indictment. Brad Ezewiro, he was only here 1 year. I was talking to Connor earlier. You hate to paint with a broad brush, but isn't it interesting, Brad? Who I like casually. I'm 50 years older than these guys. You don't become buddies with them.
Right.
But he's a good player.
Four schools in 4 years, though.
He went LSU, Georgetown, SLU, and UAB.
Yeah, and so what I'm saying is that this is why they look for that weak link. It's a guy that has no real
ties
connection.
To anything.
Yeah.
And anyway, he was a good player. Averaged 12 points a game.
Yeah.
I called him the Big Easy.
Sure.
It was easier to say than Ezewiro in a hurry.
Right.
And but I think what's interesting about the indictment that there could be another player. They're only listing as player number 3, whatever that means. And I wonder if another name will come out. And a couple of other Atlantic 10 schools are involved. I think, is it 20 schools total? I think.
I saw 17.
17 with 20 players.
Yes. Let's see. Right now, the latest is 17 NCAA schools, 39 players, and a few dozen games that were fixed. So, and oddly enough,
the game in question with Ezewiro is the spread at halftime. They're even doing prop bets.
Yep.
To me, that seems like a new kind of thing, but it's not. In a Billiken game against Duquesne and covering the spread at halftime.
Correct.
That was the bet.
Yep. And so what happens is, they'll approach a kid like Ezewiro and they'll say, how'd you like to make a quick $10,000 or $25,000? Because if there's big money on it and there's a sure bet somewhere, then a lot of money's going to go to that
and that's
line.
how they often get caught.
Absolutely.
Unusual amounts of money being bet one side or the other.
That's exactly right.
And so I think this one was, or as an example, at halftime, make sure Duquesne's up by 5 at least.
Yeah. So, you pay a kid $30,000 to underperform in a contest, and a lot of people get wealthy, and so...
And some people are going to go to jail.
As some people will go to jail. And so Ezewiro is not in the U.S., as I understand it. He's playing over in Europe somewhere. I don't know where.
I don't know if you can get extradited for gambling, but...
yeah, don't know. Interestingly, you said something, too. He played for 4 schools in 4 years. I saw a story the other day. There was a quarterback in Division I that has played for 7 schools. 7 schools over 5 years.
Mr. Loyalty.
I mean, you wonder what's wrong with this whole picture.
The system's just...
It's broken.
It's absolutely broken.
Yeah.
And I don't know, this is a phrase you won't hear me say very often. I think only the federal government can fix it. Usually it's just the opposite.
Right, exactly.
Probably with some sort of antitrust regulation so that the NCAA or another group overseeing it all can set the rules.
Right. And somebody says, why don't they put a cap on the NIL money? And the reason they don't do that is because they can't. They're not working for the school. It's an independent... that's why they have agents and managers. And,
last year they came out with a salary cap, but it's really fake, that the school can give players, but they're still eligible for NIL.
Of course.
And so
you go into the portal
it was just
right.
a song and dance.
Yeah, it is.
Coming up, Max Foisey is going to join us, and he's going to be talking about movies and AI. Did you see that they believe they've discovered that artificial intelligence can be fooled by optical illusions?
No.
That our own eyes, we know what an optical illusion is, right? But apparently some of these same things can affect AI and the AI perception of reality. And so then you'll get skewed results on to whatever that situation is. So it's not perfect. And I think that's a good thing.
It all scares me.
Yeah.
And I love it.
What are they going to do when they record you get all of the tapes of all your years?
That's it, man.
And then they just can make you be anywhere.
They don't have to get any tapes. All they have to do is record just a segment of my voice, and
it would fit anything.
And
can't
it would fit anything. It would fit anything.
They would sell your coins for you.
It would, yeah.
Maybe better. Maybe
It would
better because it'd be objective.
Right. And by the way, 84126, right here on our, is it sponsored our text line? No.
It is.
It is. Who's it sponsored
Royal
by?
Banks of Missouri.
Royal Banks of Missouri.
I love
Where
Royal
better
Banks.
service means better banking.
Thank you, Bob. Somebody said, Bob may not know it, but he just quoted Dan Hicks. How can I miss you if you won't go away? Dan Hicks and the Hot Licks. Fantastic. All right. It's Guy along with Bob here on the Heidi Show, 417 on the Big 550 KTRS.
For all of your travel needs, you go to the best travel agency in the world. Granted, I'm a little biased. Altair Travel and Cruises. They'll take you wherever you want to go in style. They'll handle all the details. You handle all the fun. Don't go to the Googles. Don't make that mistake. It all starts at Altair Travel and Cruises on Brentwood Boulevard, 314-968-9600. Anywhere you want to go, let Altair Travel take you. AltairTravel.com.
Hey, it's Jill Farmer for Premier Heating and Cooling. When winter hits St. Louis, your furnace doesn't get a day off. And if yours is older, it may be running nonstop and still not keeping you comfortable. Winter has a way of exposing weak links. You're probably paying more and getting less. Or if your home never quite feels warm enough in the winter, your furnace may be telling you something else, especially if it's been around for a while. That's why I want you to call Premier Heating and Cooling. Their technicians go through 5 years of training beyond industry standards. It's Premier standards. Heating your home shouldn't feel like a struggle. Older furnaces work harder and use more energy. If you want lower energy bills and better heat, it's just all around smarter to consider a new furnace. And yes, Premier offers financing, which makes upgrading a whole lot easier. So whether you need a tune-up or you're ready for something new, make your winter a lot more comfortable for your home or your business. Call 636-916-1122. PremierHeatingCooling.net. Comfort you can count on.
New tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsers, advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads. That's why they have the tiny, unreadable disclaimers at the bottom of the screen. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. Our ads never have those ridiculous, fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out tax bills. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Lance Drury Law Firm can help resolve your tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it. This is why their clients call the Lance Drury Law Firm when those promises don't pan out. If you have tax problems, you have legal problems, call me, Lance Drury in St. Louis, at 314-260-6120 or visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
You've had all these great ideas about what to do with your outside space. Now's the time to take the next step and call Outdoor Living, because Pat Leahy and the gang at Outdoor Living have built a showroom which is a great resource for you. You can go in and see all the products they have, the composite decking, the metal framing. You see, at Outdoor Living, what they pride themselves on is building it right the first time and never having to worry about it again. So they build it. You can enjoy it for the rest of your life. Outdoor Living, their showroom on Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood, is a great resource for you. You can go and see all the different ways and all the different things they can do. Then they'll come out, they'll do a site visit, and in just a few short weeks, you will have the dream deck, fence, gazebo, pergola, whatever it may be. Outdoor Living, right there in Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood, 314-966-3325 or OutdoorLivingInc.com. Check out the showroom and take that next step. You'll love it. Outdoor Living or OutdoorLivingInc.com.
Worldwide Technology Raceway is the only track in America to host a NASCAR event, an IndyCar event, and an NHRA event.
The Raceway features a full schedule on their drag strip, oval track, and Gateway Kartplex. For full schedule and ticket info, go online to WWTRaceway.com.
The track, under the leadership of owner Curtis Francois, continues to upgrade the race experience for fans who come from around the country. For tickets, go to WWTRaceway.com.
That's WWTRaceway.com.
Diana from Newstetter's Fine Jewelers here to remind you, we don't just offer the best pieces, we offer one of the last master hand engravers in our country. My father can create timeless, personal, and unforgettable pieces. Come by our showroom at the corner of Big Bend and Doherty Ferry or learn more online at wowdiamonds.com.
What's on at the movies?
what's on at the movies. And now, it's Max on Movies on the Heidi Glaus Show. Here is KTRS's very own movie guru, Max Foisey, on the Big 550, the movie talk of St. Louis.
Back in the studio with Max Foisey, Max on Movies, on this Thursday. Max, I have to be honest with you, and I hate saying that, I have not been to the movie theater in probably 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm going tonight.
Are you?
Yeah, I
Premiere?
went last week, and I went the week before.
What are you seeing tonight?
So the first movie I saw this year is called We Bury the Dead, starring Daisy Ridley from Star Wars. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
She's good, isn't she?
She's so great and very charismatic. The second week, last week, I saw something called Primate, which is about a murderous
promo
monkey.
for that.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
And then tonight I'm seeing do you guys remember the Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt movie called Edge of Tomorrow?
Yes.
Or Live, Die, Repeat?
Not a bad movie.
That was based on a Japanese manga. And so now they've done an actual anime of it with the original title. It's a bad title. It's called All You Need Is Kill. But that's what I'm seeing tonight. And it's the same story. So I'm seeing that one tonight.
But are you seeing it animated?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Japanese animation.
Right.
So I'm doing that tonight.
You know, I saw a movie on television, and it wasn't well acted, but the premise was awesome. It was unbelievable. It's called Careful What You Wish For. Have you heard that?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Oh, my gosh. Can I give you a little
Can we tell
synopsis?
everybody who's in it?
Yes.
That guy that was in the other movie.
That one guy from
that guy.
thing, yeah.
Remember that guy that looked
And
like
he did
the other
the
guy?
thing, and he shot the guy.
Yeah, that's the guy. And I'll come up with the name of the lead, but this guy shows up in kind of a tropical locale and beautiful home, and he's meeting a friend there, and they're both chefs. They had gone to school together, and the guy apparently is making huge money working for these people and just doing these meals, and they move around the world in these locales doing special meals for 6 or 8 people.
Okay.
Well, you don't know what the deal is, and the guy says, "What's going on with you?" And he goes, "Nothing. It's simple life. I just left my job." He said, "Well, I'd give my arm for that." And you're thinking, okay, why would he say that?
Yeah.
If he's making all this money, he's living in luxury, he's got an easy job comparatively. Well, it turns out that they're cooking a special dish for these people.
Ooh.
Soylent Green is people?
Soylent Green.
Yeah, like a Motel Hell kind of thing.
And so what happens is the one chef commits suicide, and the other guy takes his identity and his money and everything.
Oh.
And then the people show up, and he's got to prepare, and
he doesn't know.
He doesn't know all of the stuff.
That's a great premise because he's in over his head. He's
his head.
He's thinking, oh, okay, I commit murder, I get all the riches, and end of story.
Right.
He
But
doesn't
still
realize.
got to do the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And part of the thing is going out and harvesting the meal.
Oh, Lord.
So he's got to go find
This sounds pretty demented.
the meal. It is. And my
The
wife.
different take on liver and onions.
Yes, it is a much different take. But I'll tell you what, it was really entertaining, and I enjoyed it.
I will have to check it out. It's
Yeah,
called,
yeah.
Be Careful What You Wish For.
Yeah.
Well, a movie that I'm going to review on my show is called Mercy, and this is getting a 3D release in IMAX, and this stars Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson, and it is about a guy played by Chris Pratt who has been a champion for artificial intelligence judges, how they're not going to make human mistakes and they're going to be great.
They won't be subjective.
Yeah, and so he's like, so Rebecca Ferguson is the
she's good.
The avatar of the AI, and he's been championing her and saying this is what we need to do. Then he gets accused of a crime he didn't commit, and she's the judge. And so he kind of has to like break out and prove her wrong, even though he's been telling everybody that they're infallible. So that's called Mercy.
Now I get the promo.
Yeah.
That's what the
promo
promo. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Now I get it.
So because I'll be reviewing that, I thought let's talk about a couple of AI movies throughout history, movies specifically about artificial intelligence. Now, when I first went down this rabbit hole, a bunch of the movies that were in front of me were robot movies.
Yeah.
And there's some overlap there, but I didn't want to do Star Wars and everything with it. I wanted to do specifically artificial intelligence. So the first one I have for you, I've got 6 of them here.
iRobot.
Get through it. Well, the first one I have is Her.
Oh, yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix, yeah.
And Scarlett Johansson was basically his Siri or Alexa, but he is an emotionally despondent person, and he falls in love with this machine, and maybe the machine kind of falls in love with him too, as much as the machine can. It's a pretty sad movie, but I think that now that we all have these devices on our phones and in our houses, it's going to be one of those that we look back on and go, wow, they really got something right there. Yeah. Another one.
Before you go on, I never saw it because it looked too screwed up, and it did look really sad.
It's very sad.
Yeah, so I won't watch it.
It's very sad. The craziest thing about that movie to me is they hired an actress named Samantha Morton to be the voice of the AI. As a matter of fact, she wanted to be on set while they were filming. She didn't want to just do a voice work. So when Joaquin Phoenix is talking to his device, his phone, she's off camera, like behind a box, talking back to him, and that's how they filmed the whole thing.
Interesting.
When the director, Spike Jonze, was putting it together, he called her and he said, Samantha, it's not working. The voice isn't right. It's not working in the editing. It's not giving me the punch that I wanted to, we're going to pay you. You did the work. And he hired Scarlett Johansson to re-record all of the lines. Now, Scarlett Johansson's voice is incredible, and she does a great job. But how heartbreaking for the original actor.
I agree. That is
tough. But the director's got to make the choice he thinks works.
And I like the final product, so there you go. The next one is called Ex Machina, and this is one that I don't think enough people have seen this, but it's got Donald Gleason and Oscar Isaac and Alicia Vikander, and it's about sort of this mad scientist, Steve Jobs-ish kind of person who's living alone in this bunker, and he has this new AI that he wants to show off to a potential investor, but when he gets there, he's shocked that the AI is a woman. And a beautiful woman. And the guy's like, no, that's my robot. I built her, and she can think for herself, and it doesn't end well for anybody.
Yep.
And I love this movie.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to see it.
And
then.
the less you know about it, the better, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Ex Machina.
Okay.
It's sort of sexy, actually.
It's very sexy. I mean, it's Alicia Vikander. She's wonderful.
Right.
Nice.
All right, halfway through the list, when we're talking about AI, it makes sense to put a movie called AI on here, and this is one that was developed and written by Stanley Kubrick in the years before his death, and he had called Steven Spielberg and said, this is a pretty emotional movie. He wasn't really known for doing emotional movies, and he said, I think you would be perfect for this. Here's the script. Here's what I'm thinking. And at first, Spielberg was like, well, that's ridiculous. You should make the movie. You're Stanley Kubrick. You should make the movie.
Sure.
And then after he died, Spielberg was like, oh, okay, I will make this movie. And so it is a very interesting movie to watch because there's a lot of Kubrick in the film, but it definitely has that Spielberg heart. It's got the kid from Sixth Sense in it as well, Haley Joel Osment and Jude Law, really good cast. Didn't do very well at the box office, though, because I think it was a little darker than what Spielberg normally does. All right, so halfway through the list. Now, the last three we have, this is a great one for the family. It's animated, and these last three have something in common because I think in our heart of hearts, we're all frightened about AI taking control of us.
Yes.
We all have our devices around us right now, but what if the devices were the ones calling the shots? So this one that is a great, funny family film is called The Mitchells versus the Machines. And it's animated. You can watch it on Netflix right now. It will make you laugh from the first frame. It is very, very funny.
What year was it?
This was maybe about 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
And it's a Netflix film, so some of these get forgotten because they don't get big screen releases. It's just in the algorithm and people forget about it. But this is a very, very funny film. The next one is about a group of people who go to a theme park and the artificial intelligent displays come alive and start to murder them. And you're thinking, oh, it's Jurassic Park. Well, no, but it's by the same author, Michael Crichton, who did Westworld.
Crichton's unbelievable. He's great.
If you look at Jurassic Park, it's pretty much a redo of Westworld. It's kind of the same thing. In Westworld, of course, you had it was made into a TV show as well on HBO a couple years ago. But the original films got Yul Brynner
as the
a
robot,
cowboy,
robot.
who's coming for you, and you can't beat him. It's a really, really fantastic film. And then my final one is a bit of a one that I think the audience might have some problem with because the film is about much, much more than AI. It's about all kinds of things, really, really deep themes. But at the end of the film, I think AI plays a big part, and it's really keys into that fear that we all have. And I'll take it back to Stanley Kubrick with 2001. And I'm thinking about Open the Pod Bay Doors, Hal. Hal was the Siri or Alexa of the time, a super intelligent computer who thought, no, you know what? The ship is better without you in here, human. and the human couldn't do anything.
No, Dave.
Yeah, no, Dave. I'm sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I can't do that. That's chilling. I just got chills.
It really is. And that sort of wasn't quite monotone, but it was just without any emotion.
Right.
And that's what made it frightening.
Yes, because it's just thinking, well, this is probably better for the ship and the mission if you're not here anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that
Yeah.
what an existential crisis.
Yeah.
You know? So those are my picks for AI movies. Now, on my show, I will review Mercy with Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson. So we'll see if that one holds up. But interesting premise that I think is definitely keying into the zeitgeist right now, where we're all frightened about AI.
Yeah, and he has a time limit to figure out how to prove his innocence.
And I wonder if the movie will do that. There are some films that are shot in real time, and this is about 90 minutes, and I think he has 90 minutes to prove his innocence. So
Maybe
I wonder
that's
if there'll be like a clock, 10 minutes left, 15 minutes left.
The clips look exciting.
Yeah. Could be fun.
And everybody seems to like Chris Pratt because he's kind of like the guy.
He's a guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like him.
Max Foisey, Max on Movies, great. Talking about artificial intelligence on a show that has hardly any. And,
Thank you, guys. It's always great to be
use
on.
some intelligence, real or artificial. It doesn't matter.
All right, Max, take
Thanks,
care.
Max. Time for a check of traffic. Real, not artificial. Captain Paul Kopsky.
Bob, an accident on 64 West at Spady is causing a stop-and-go jam back to Clayton Road. Estimated clearance time is 5:15. 55 South is running slow from south of Arsenal to 4500 South Broadway, and 64 West is congested from Kings Highway to Hampton and from 364 to the 6470 interchange. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. If you're ready to upsize, downsize, or first-time home buy, turn to the team at Neighbors Credit Union. At Neighbors Credit Union, you'll find great rates, expert advice, and personalized friendly service throughout the entire home loan process and beyond. That's just what you'd expect from a great neighbor. Apply online today at neighborscu.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Galmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Galmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
At Maryville University, we power dreams, not just degrees. For nearly 150 years, we've empowered graduates to build successful careers. At Maryville, expect a rigorous, technology-driven, mentor-inspired education in a diverse and inclusive learning environment. We help you take it to the next level, no matter what field you choose. Now is the time to turn your ambition into action and transform your dream into reality. Start your journey at maryville.edu.
Oftentimes we talk about make sure you support local, and of course you want to support local, and when you support local and you need windows and doors, you call Larry Thornton and Joe Thornton from the Window Store, 314-739-0002. Why? Well, because they support local and you support local, right? And you're supporting your neighbor to make sure the job is done right. They go the extra mile. In fact, somebody called up Larry Thornton the other day looking for new windows. Larry went out to the house and said, "You don't need new windows. These windows are fine. Thank you very much. Call me back some other time." The other reason why you support Larry Thornton at the Window Store, 314-739-0002, is because local companies support charities. And the Window Store is a proud sponsor of the KTRS Radiothon to support Backstoppers. So a local company that'll do it right with great windows and great doors, and they give back to the community and big supporters of Backstoppers. You need windows, you need Window Store, wswindow.net.
AAA Home Services is a local, family-owned American Standard heating and air conditioning platinum dealer that's been optimizing indoor air quality for 56 years. Winter's here. Now's a great time to have AAA service your furnace, replace the filter, and reset your humidifier. And if you need a new furnace, they'll give you a fair and honest estimate on American Standard, voted #1 by Consumer Reports. Call AAA Home Services at 636-397-3200. Online at AAASTL.com. Call AAA. We're on our way.
Elevate your home with stunning lighting from Metro Lighting.
Shopping for a gorgeous chandelier for
for your dining room?
Need a new table lamp?
Or lighting your entire dream home?
Our certified lighting specialists are here to help.
Locally owned with 6 convenient locations.
An amazing selection of lighting for any style and budget.
And all at the guaranteed best price.
And did you know?
Metro Lighting is a great source for furniture, art, and home decor too.
Metro Lighting.
Full of bright ideas for your home.
Hey, it's Heidi, and if the new year means a new look for your home, look no further than Dalco Home Remodeling. Let me just tell you, customers could not be happier. If you're looking for new windows, Dalco Home Remodeling has you covered. If you're looking for a new door, they can custom make you a front door. They can do French doors, they can do sliding doors, and they can stain it or paint it to whatever you have going on or whatever new color you want to add. Let me just tell you about some of the happy clients. You've got Alex, who said, I had Dalco replace several windows and doors on one of my properties, did a top quality job for me, would definitely recommend. And he's just one of many. You know, Dalco Home Remodeling has been around for more than 50 years. They are family owned and family operated. So if you're ready to get your dream project underway, go to DalcoHomeRemodeling.com. You can also give them a call at 314-298-7300.
You know, over the years, Lordo's has become part of the family for many, many St. Louis families. For 80 years, they've been helping St. Louis families with all of the jewelry needs, whether it's the diamond ring, a diamond ring, maybe something for St. Patrick's Day, something for an anniversary, Valentine's Day. Throughout the years and throughout the calendar, it's Lordo's as your go-to. Whether it's men or women, you want to repurpose something or buy something new, Lordo's Diamonds in the heart of Ladue on Clayton Road. You see, it's a family business. The family's been running it for years, and they learned it from their father, who learned it from their father. And so that family jeweler, it's where generations of St. Louisans go. Grandparents have gone there. Your grandkids will go there. Right there in Ladue on Clayton Road, across the street from a Norman Rockwell-esque firehouse, is Lordo's Diamonds. Go in, make a friend, and make them your family jeweler, because you can thank me later. 314-432-8008 or online, lordosdiamonds.com.
Can you make any more noise?
Is this on?
Are you a professional? Do you ever
At
know
what?
when we're on?
At what?
At anything. Oh, man. Well, St. Louis, it's good to be back again on KTRS. It was good to be back yesterday, and I might be in tomorrow. We don't know. It's there's something going around. Man, being sick, it is, and it's worse as I'm getting older.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, and my wife will say, yeah, you're such a big baby. And it's true. It is true. It's like, I just feel like the world is ending when I don't feel well.
Mm-hmm.
You know
I
what mean?
agree.
My parents used to say to me all the time, especially my mom, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. And, you know, when you're a kid, that doesn't mean anything to you. You're running around, riding a bike, throwing a ball, you're active. But, man, when something slows you down, it's
miserable.
It's terrible. So for those of you who are listening and you're home and you're not doing well, or we're thinking about you, and we totally get it. And, just have hope and try and stay positive. It is hard to stay positive when you don't feel good. I get it. I do. Something that makes me not feel good, and in fact, I find myself getting high blood pressure when this kicks in. But I read these stories, and I've got two of them here, both in the last couple of days, about passengers on commercial airliners that create some kind of chaos for the rest of the passengers on board. Whether they're drinking, whether they're on some kind of drug, whether they got on and got angry or got into a fight.
Not just somebody being dopey, but creating chaos and an altercation.
Yes, right. There are people now, there's a thing going, I don't know, it's not a thing going on, but there are people that will get on board an aircraft and sit in a seat that is assigned to someone else and refuse to move.
No.
Oh, yes. Yes. In fact,
I've never seen that.
Yeah, and I paid for a ticket. This is my, what difference does it make? And then all of a sudden the chaos begins. There were a couple of people, influencers. Just saying the word influencer makes me want to gag. It really does, because these bubble-lipped bimbos they're OnlyFans models, okay? And I know what you're thinking. But they were on an American Airlines flight, and they put on this spectacle, and they videoed it. Look how smart we are, and so they could put it on their stream
and get clicks and views.
Absolutely, yeah. So they sat in first class and refused to move from first class. They weren't their seats. They didn't pay for the seats.
Really?
Yeah. And they had to call the police, and the police had to come and take them off. They arrested them, and it was an FU to the cops, and to be a police officer or anybody in law enforcement these days,
But these two people planned it out to create a problem.
Absolutely. So they were kicked off, and they were taken to this correctional center in Miami, and they were booked and all that. But it doesn't matter to them because it's kind of like a badge of honor. Hey, we got booked. We were in jail. Look at us. Look at us. There was another guy on a Delta flight who was just sentenced by a judge to 18 months in prison, thankfully, for trying to open an emergency exit door and fighting with a flight attendant. And I'm wondering, why is there not a national law protecting people like you and me who fly with our families or fly on business or fly on pleasure to go someplace? It's chaotic enough going through airports, trying to catch your flight, making sure the weather, worrying about turbulence and all that. It is very stressful flying. It shouldn't be, but it is. It is. And rule changes and paying for luggage. There's too many other variables to be thinking about. Worrying about somebody on a flight that is going to disrupt everybody. There have been flights where planes have to make a landing at an alternate airport to get somebody off the aircraft, a drunk person or whatever. The timing of that is so critical because airlines are in a certain window. You can take off in a certain window, and it's not just willy-nilly. Hey, we're going to land, let this guy out
See
and
you
go.
later sometime today.
Right.
It doesn't work that way.
Does not work. Here, get out at the white zone here. And, so it costs the airlines money. It costs people that miss flights. It's fuel. It is landing fees. It is all of this stuff. And honestly, I do not know whether they are charging these people with those fees. They should. They should. But I think there should be some kind of, and I would love, if I was in the legislature, I would love to introduce a bill that would be something similar. If you create a situation where you delay a flight or everybody has to deplane or a plane has to make a landing because of your behavior, and I don't care if alcohol's involved or drugs are involved, and there are people that do have some mental issues. I guess there are always some, caveats to, laws and that kind of thing. But you create that problem, you are banned from flying any domestic airline for 1 year. Get a taste of it. Take an Uber, take a train, take a bus, take another form of transportation, and you create havoc there, then get banned from those. But second time it happens, you're banned for life. Why not? Why can't we get tough with people who think they're above the law, that even these OnlyFans chicks, they think they're funny and they wear these rude clothes and I'm not going to criticize what people wear, but they just look like hellions, and they're trying to
hellions. We don't use that enough.
Do they not already? I thought they already ban you from, or is that just from the airline that you do it on?
No, I mean
there's nothing. I thought there was something.
There is. The airline has the choice of. First of all, I believe they can take you off the flight. They do not have to refund your money if that happens.
Put you on a no-fly list.
Put you on a no-fly list. But we need to have a national law that says, look, I don't want this person going from airline A to airline B that I'm on and creating that kind of situation. I sat next to a guy one time that did the same thing.
Really?
It was absolutely stunning what happened. You want me to tell you?
Please.
Quickly? Okay. I'm on a Southwest flight. We were coming from Reno, Nevada, with a stopover in Phoenix, and then on to St. Louis.
Okay.
So we get on board. The flight from Reno had arrived from another destination. I don't know where. And a guy that was sitting in a seat in the back apparently went to the restroom or got up and stretched his legs or went, and he left all of his things there, everything there. And this guy boards with his family, and they moved his stuff and they sat in the seat that he was in. And the guy comes back and there's a whole new...
Where's my stuff?
Where's all my things? And, so he does the right thing. He goes to the flight attendant. The flight attendant made this family move. Now, that meant that the mother and the two kids had to sit somewhere else, and the dad had to sit. He sat next to me. But the dad says to the guy, and I'm sitting right next to this guy, he turns, and the guy that came back to his seat was 82 years old.
Okay.
He turns to the 82-year-old guy. He says, I'm going to kick your ass when we get to Phoenix. Like that.
Really?
I am going to take you. Yeah. And the flight attendant comes back, heard that, and said, sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave the aircraft.
Oh, my.
And why? And he started, they won't let my family sit together. And now he's arguing with the flight attendant. The pilot comes back.
Well, it's over at that point.
Absolutely. The pilot makes that decision.
Yes, he's the captain.
So this guy would not move. So now the mom and the other kids are starting to cry. And the cops come on board, and, they're not manhandling him or anything, but you got to get up and go. And he's swearing, and he's, pointing the finger at the guy, and, I'm going to, and he gets kicked off the flight. Well, the mom and the two kids had to go too. They are pulling their luggage out of the thing. The two kids that are sitting in front of me, I had no idea, two teenagers go, what do? We don't have a car. We better get off. I hear them talking. They're with them as well.
Oh, no.
So they get off. So now they've got, 6 people that
oh my gosh,
are going to miss their flight and everything. And they get off, and we take off and we fly. And I thought, great, I got a seat open next to me. Right?
Of course.
Yeah.
How does it affect me?
Plus, he left a USA Today, which was nice.
Oh,
I did
nice.
the crossword puzzle.
Reading, sure.
Yeah. So we get to Phoenix, and I said to the flight attendant, what happened when he got out into the terminal there? He was so aggressive, they had to wrestle him to the ground and handcuff him. He went to jail. Now the family is like, what are we going to do? All because this guy couldn't be inconvenienced to break up his family to, it was nonsense. So if there's any legislator or anybody that's listening that can enact laws, we need to have a law that's pretty intense. Helps us. And just get rid of these yahoos that do this kind of stuff. That's it. That's all.
Okay.
All right.
Got my vote.
Thank you. It's now part of my platform, right?
Let's go to traffic. Drive us out of here, Captain Paul.
Will do, Bob. No accidents right now, just some slow traffic. 44 West bogs down from Broadway and Cass past the depressed section. 55 South is stop and go from Gasconade to 4500 South Broadway. And 64 West is congested from Kings Highway to Hampton and from 364 to the 6470 interchange. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. If you're ready to upsize, downsize, or first-time home buy, turn to the team at Neighbors Credit Union. At Neighbors Credit Union, you'll find great rates, expert advice, and personalized friendly service throughout the entire home loan process and beyond. That's just what you'd expect from a great neighbor. Apply online today at neighborscu.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Everyone's talking about these weight loss drugs, and it's a good thing we've got Dr. Joe Molesky with us, a St. Louis native and board-certified primary care physician. Dr. Joe, it can get very confusing, but the one thing we need to know is GLP-1, right? That's the magic cure.
The magic cure is these weight loss shots. They're injected once weekly. They're not like the old medications that you've seen 20, 30 years ago. These medications actually work. They're injected once weekly, and patients see within the first 90 days 10 to 15 pounds down. It simply works, and that's why I recommend it to all of my patients. You simply go online, book an appointment, you fill out a health questionnaire form, you get an appointment on our schedule. It's all telemedicine based. It's all done from your home, and then you meet with me or one of my nurse practitioners, And then after the 10, 15-minute consult, the medication is delivered right to your door discreetly, and you get started right now on your weight loss journey.
And you want to start to lose weight? None better than to call stlmedweightloss.com and ask Dr. Joe. stlmedweightloss.com.
Welcome back. Bob Ramsey, Guy Phillips, Connor McCarthy. We're all here today. And joining us now from L.A., from ABC News, our friend Alex Stone. I always teasingly, but with admiration, call Alex Stone Manhunter. And you got another one, Alex. But this is a crazy story with an actor, Timothy Busfield.
Yeah, and now he's made his first appearance in court. He did that yesterday, but a little while ago we heard from the DA in Albuquerque for the first time on this case involving Timothy Busfield. And while the DA isn't talking specifics on this case, saying they don't want to try it in the media, he is laying out the charges as being extremely serious. Busfield accused of sexually assaulting and molesting a boy when he was 7, and then again when he was 8 years old, on the set of the TV show The Cleaning Lady, in a bedroom on the set, an actual part of the set that was designed to look like a bedroom. And that it came to light after the family says that the boy was having nightmares and PTSD, and then they went and sought help, and then it came out. Now, Busfield claims this is all revenge because the boy and his brother were fired from the show, and that the family is angry and they've come after him. But today, just a while ago, DA Sam Bregman in Albuquerque saying these are very serious charges.
Each count of criminal sexual contact carries up to 6 years of incarceration, and child abuse carries up to 3 years.
So he's potentially looking at 15 years in prison. He's almost 70 years old, if convicted, and that is if additional counts don't get added. Yesterday, he made that first appearance in an orange jail uniform. A judge ordered that he be held without bail. He is set to go in front of another judge, the judge who will actually hear out the case from here on, a district court judge, on Tuesday, and the DA says that they will go in front of that judge and argue that he needs to be kept in jail and not let him post bond.
Our office has indeed filed a motion for pretrial detention, requesting that the defendant remain in custody while his case proceeds through the courts.
So now what's interesting is in New Mexico, they do things a little bit differently, that after the next hearing, then they will file formal charges. In most places, you file formal charges, and then they make their first court appearance, and you file those charges within usually a 48 to 72-hour period. In New Mexico, they wait for the court process to get going, and then they file the formal charges. So he says that it could be more extensive or the same, that more charges could be added onto it. But the DA saying that they are firm, that they are going to strongly prosecute this, and being child sex crimes, that they're going to go after it.
But my first obligation and the obligation of my office is to ensure the integrity of this process.
So we already knew that there was a claim back in 1994 against Busfield that was kept secret until now, or generally secret, where he paid out, we know from court documents, about $150,000 to a family that he allegedly sexually abused a 17-year-old boy on the set of, I believe, Little Big League. Was that the movie?
Yeah.
Years ago. And then now, yesterday, we found out that there is another family that, since this has come out, they came forward to police in Albuquerque saying in Sacramento years ago that he sexually assaulted their daughter when she was 16 while she was auditioning for a theater that he co-founded and ran for a long time. She is now in her 40s. This was back in like 2001 that it happened. But the family says that he promised that back then that he would get therapy if they didn't go to police and didn't pursue the claims. But now they say that they are coming forward because they feel like it is pertinent to what's going on in Albuquerque, and they wanted them to know. And so there's that claim as well. If that'll go anywhere with statute of limitations and whatnot, maybe not. But it is another claim in this alleged pattern of behavior where he claims this is all revenge and it didn't really go on. This family is saying, well, we're now going to come out and say that we too dealt with a case like this.
Alex, you can imagine they're leaving in droves. I mean, I'm sure, associates, his agents or his agency has dropped him. But his wife, Melissa Gilbert, also an actress, she's sticking by him, isn't she?
Yeah, she's standing by him. She has taken down all of her social media, but in a statement saying that she's not going to make a statement, but beyond that, she is standing by him and asking for privacy, and that she will say more, that her representative says, when the time is right. Now, we know that the U.S. Marshals, when they were looking for him this week, that they raided their home outside of New York City. The agents were seen raiding the home, thinking he might have been there, because it appears that he found out about this last Friday, that there was a warrant, and he claims on Saturday he got in a car and drove to Albuquerque but didn't tell anybody. During that time, he was a fugitive, and there was a nationwide search for him. Probably not what you want to do if you've got a warrant out to go drive to where you got to go. You might want to let him know what you're doing or get in an airplane and go. But during that time, they were looking for him, and then he appeared, on Tuesday, I guess, Monday or Tuesday, in Albuquerque and turned himself in there.
Yeah, it's very strange, because in that time where we really didn't know where he was, I was contemplating that he might be in a hotel room, thinking that he might end it all, or maybe he was wiping computers and trying to get rid of evidence.
Yeah, and they didn't know. He just went off the radar, and they thought he was on the run or dead or whatever. But no, he popped up in Albuquerque.
Another Hollywood story. We've seen it before, and it's too bad that this has to happen. And unfortunately, these young child actors and actresses, some of these parents, that I'm sure there's guilt there. They push these kids, these stage moms and dads, they push their kids into the acting business, and you really never know what happens behind the scenes with some of these people. It's wild. Yeah. Alex, thank you so much for being on the show and for everything that you do. Keep hunting those criminals for us, will you?
Got it.
Thanks, Alex.
We'll talk again soon.
Later.
All right. It's 4:57 on the Heidi Show with the Rammer, Guy, and Connor on the Big 550.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Save on appliances at the Home Depot with up to $1,000 off, plus up to an extra $500 off select appliances like Whirlpool that can keep up with your busy routine. The Home Depot has Whirlpool laundry appliances with Fan Fresh. This feature fans and tumbles your laundry after it's done to help keep your clothes fresh until you're ready to grab them. Shop now and get up to $1,000 off, plus free delivery on select appliances at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $999 or more. Offer valid January 8th through the 28th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free premium delivery on any bed with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store today.
This is the Big 550 KTRS St. Louis. Live and local. Depend on it.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. President Trump held talks today with Venezuela's opposition leader at the White House. Maria Corina Machado is seen as the legitimate winner of the presidential race against ousted leader Nicolas Maduro. Earlier, President Trump indicated Machado, who won the Nobel Peace Prize, did not have the trust needed to take over as leader of Venezuela. She also met with lawmakers and reporters on Capitol Hill, saying she presented President Trump with the Peace Prize medal.
Bolívar since then kept that medal for the rest of his life. Actually, when you see his portraits, you can see the medal there. And it was given by General Lafayette as a sign of the brotherhood between the United States, people of the United States and the people of Venezuela in their fight for freedom against tyranny.
Machado says she gave it in the same solidarity as 200 years ago when General Lafayette gave Simon Bolivar, known as South America's liberator, a medal with George Washington on it. The UN Security Council held an emergency meeting on the surge of violence and deaths in Iran. After weeks of protests, U.S. Ambassador Mike Walls telling members that Iranians had enough of the regime. A U.S.-based human rights group estimates more than 2,600 people were killed and as many as 18,000 arrested. The supreme leader threatened to hold swift executions. Yesterday, President Trump says he learned there would not be any executions and backed down on U.S. involvement for now.
The White House says all options remain on the table for U.S. action against Iran. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
The president and his team have communicated to the Iranian regime that if the killing continues, there will be grave consequences.
Asked how close the president was to launching strikes against Iran on Wednesday, Leavitt would only say the president continues to closely monitor the situation there. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Members of the Florida Panthers hockey team welcome to the White House today, celebrating their 2025 Stanley Cup championship and a repeat from their 2024 victory.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers,
we've been overindulging a little more than usual over the holidays. But now, we are starting the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic every day.
Active Liver contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract, all natural ingredients that help protect the liver so that it can protect you from toxins. It's like giving my body a daily detox. I've never felt better, and my energy is through the roof.
And my doctor is already impressed with how much better my numbers are looking. So if better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or pick some up today at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery. Are now available at Wegmans. New year, new you, New Nordic.
32 degrees at 5:03 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. In breaking news, Riverview Mayor Mike Cornell was charged today with several sex crimes involving 4 victims, including possession of child sex abuse material. He's being held on a $1 million cash-only bond. Afternoon highs this weekend are forecast to drop into the 20s, while that forecast coming up. Meanwhile, the city of St. Louis is responding.
Currently, 350 emergency shelter beds are available in the city. This is in addition to the 400 year-round shelter beds. Now, anyone in need of a shelter or transportation to a shelter should call the United Way at 211. Pets are also welcome at some of the shelters. This must be coordinated in advance through the United Way. Jill Enders, KTRS News.
The St. Louis Teachers Union president is calling for the resignation of Missouri board members after St. Louis Public Schools lost its accreditation. Ray Cummings, president of American Federation of Teachers St. Louis Local 420, said the decision was politically motivated and unfairly targeted public schools in the city. Now that the bipartisan Protecting Children with Food Allergies Act is now law, the 2 sponsors are speaking out. The act ensures that school food service staff receive training about food allergies so that they can better prevent, recognize, and respond to serious allergic reactions to some foods that students may have. Republican Senator Deb Fischer of Nebraska says this will bring peace of mind to the parents, and Illinois Democrat co-sponsor Dick Durbin says that food allergies are a growing public health concern. He says over the past 2 decades, the number of children with food allergies in the U.S. has more than doubled. A Missouri U.S. Senator thinks his alma mater needs a bigger athletic stage.
I know people are shocked to know that my whole life isn't about politics.
That's U.S. Senator Eric Schmidt of Missouri appearing on the Frank and Jill Show on KTRS. The graduate of DeSmet High School and St. Louis University Law sits on the Senate Commerce Committee, which oversees professional and collegiate sports. Schmidt thinks it's time for the Billikens to leave the Atlantic 10 Conference.
Our contention is that the Big East is the place where SLU belongs.
And Frank Cusimano agrees.
Well, and I think in St. Louis, when people are hearing this, this is like a 90-10 issue. With all due respect to the Atlantic 10, nobody's really excited about Rhode Island, St. Bonaventure, and George Mason.
Not only will the move be a financial boon to the Billikens, the bill Senator Schmidt is working on sets some rules for the NCAA.
So you kind of do have a Wild West now, So what's being contemplated in Congress and the Commerce Committee that I'm on is to give some limited antitrust exemption to the NCAA or another governing body to set some rules.
Sobe Bay, KTRS News.
And Illinois Congresswoman Robin Kelly is seeking the impeachment of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem over her immigration enforcement tactics. This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter No Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. Downtown St. Louis is seeing the highest rate with office building vacancies in 2 decades. That's according to a new report which found that downtown vacancy grew 31.7% in the fourth quarter of 2025. The market's now brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. At close, the Dow up 293 points at 49,442, NASDAQ up 58 at 23,530, and the S&P 500 up 17 at 6,944. Now for KTRS Sports and Traffic, we go to Paul.
Steve, Mizzou football has officially put pen to paper with Ole Miss transfer quarterback Austin Simmons. The now former Rebel was named the starter under Lane Kiffin before the season started, but lost his job to Trinidad Chambliss due to a Week 3 ankle injury. And Mizzou basketball avoided a late meltdown and hung on to beat Auburn at home 84-74. Dennis Gates' team missed 10 free throws on the night, but still made 21 of 31. Up next, LSU on the road this Saturday here on the Big 550. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. The roads are pretty quiet right now. 270 South is heavy from Ladue Road down to Manchester. 55 South is stop and go from Gasconade to 4500 South Broadway. And 64 West is congested from Kings Highway to Hampton. This traffic report is brought to you by the Number 2 crew. When your dog makes a mess in the backyard, give our friends at the Number 2 crew a call. They will handle all of your dirty business on these cold winter days. Visit them online at no2crew.com. That's no2crew.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Our forecast calls for a chance for some light snow tonight. We have a 20% chance for light scattered rain tomorrow with a high near 45. Then temperatures drop Saturday and Sunday with highs both days only in the upper 20s. At 5:08, fair skies, 32 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
And we're delighted to welcome to the show today another author. By the way, St. Louis County Library bringing in these high-power people with fascinating books and stories. And our next guest, Kenneth R. Rosen, will be at the Clark Family Branch January 21st of your public library. And we are delighted to welcome him to the show. Mr. Rosen, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Bob. Thank you.
Yeah, so your book is Polar War, Submarine Spies and the Struggle for Power in the Melting Arctic. And you spent a number of years in and around the Arctic Circle. And I'm reading your bio, you also spent time in the Middle East. So from the desert to the Arctic, you must love extremes.
Well, certainly I wanted to explore all parts of the world, and I was just drawn to the Arctic and the circumpolar north in part because of all that was happening there. My beat, as you glanced at, is national security and geopolitics, and I did cover conflicts in the Middle East. But there was a conflict simmering in the high north, and I wanted to learn more about it and share it with my readers.
Yeah, as I read through it, I don't think very many Americans are aware of the focal point of the Arctic and the North Pole and all the surrounding countries. And it is as I got into it, I'm going, my gosh, I had no idea this was going on.
Yeah, it's rather fascinating to see the reaction after the book came out, and of course with President Trump's remarks only last week.
Yeah,
and the ongoing situation between Greenland and Denmark. But for those of us who have been following and watching and traveling and living in the high north for the last 5 to 10 years, I mean, this has been ongoing. It's been something that everyone up there has been aware of. Certainly people who focus on the polar regions are aware of. And it's just now coming to a head in a very real and scary way. which isn't to say that that a war can break out in the high north, a traditional war, but certainly a conflict of geopolitical great powers.
Yeah, so Kenneth, I think it is fascinating, especially in our current news cycle, and that I think many of us thought, Greenland, what is the president doing? Did he just put a pin in a map? Did he just pull it out of his briefcase? Turns out it was probably something that should have been addressed. I'm not saying in that way, but addressed much sooner.
Yeah, there was talk in his first administration about wanting Greenland, and then it simmered. It was then Secretary of State Mike Pompeo who went before the Arctic Council, which is the preeminent organization that the Arctic nations discuss policy and politics within the High North. And it was at that forum that Mike Pompeo started to breach this idea of militarization of the North. Yeah. And that trickled down over the years. And, it seems to have stuck with President Trump in a very real way.
And if you can break it down just conversationally, what is it about the high north, as you say, with the islands of Alaska, with Greenland, or islands of that Canada have, with the Alaskan North, with Greenland? What is it? What's the geopolitical main issue there?
Right. So my book is prefaced on the notion that climate change is happening, right? Mm-hmm. It is real. The Arctic is warming at a rate 4.5 to 5 times faster than the rest of the world, and that's revealing a lot of things that were once icebound and held beneath ice sheets and in the Arctic Ocean. It's opening up shipping lanes in the north, northeast passage to beat the northwest passage.
Yes.
You're able to mine in areas that might have not been unminable before. And things are starting to reveal themselves, which is why you're starting to see places like China, countries like China and India and Turkey seeking more of a role in the high north. And that's primarily what's driving President Trump, is to see if the U.S. can benefit both strategically from a defense capability perspective, but also from a uranium and mining precious metals venue for all of our national defense projects, and even our photovoltaic solar arrays and other things that require these things that we get from China primarily.
And so this is a bit of a side issue, but as you did your research, have we properly utilized the U.S. territory in the high north of Alaska within the Arctic Circle, or is that something that has to be reexamined?
Well, I'm very much a fan of nature, Bob, and I love Alaska, and I love it just the way it is. And in fact, I think the Trans-Alaska Pipeline is sort of a blight on the countryside. Mm-hmm. But what I argue in the book is that America simply just isn't prepared for competition in the high north. We have one icebreaker that is capable of operating in the Arctic Ocean, but it's often under repair. Our troops are laughingly bad at being in the cold and working in the cold. We have one single battalion based in Alaska year-round for cold weather warfare, and the Marines who travel to northern Norway to practice cold weather warfare just simply aren't carrying on that knowledge for their careers. They end up in the Pacific or the Middle East or what have you. So my main argument is that the U.S. needs to do a lot more to not only build up its capabilities in the Arctic as far as operating there and working there and researching there, but also to support the indigenous communities that are facing the impacts of climate change, though that's a smaller narrative within a book primarily focused on national defense and security.
It's shocking and frustrating for us to think that American military has any area of under their umbrella that is not prepared. You don't even have to say for what, but just not prepared. That's frightening.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a broad stroke, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there are special operations forces who I'm certain could operate in the cold weather, but I do have a story in the book about Navy SEALs who got mixed up in a typhoon off the coast of Alaska and weren't prepared and didn't do very well. So that's something to consider for your listeners. And I also would note, Bob, are you surprised to learn that the U.S. Navy doesn't have a single icebreaker?
Shocked.
Yet Russia has more than 50, and of course they have a larger Arctic coastline, and they're the biggest Arctic power by land mass. But the U.S., for all its might and all its bolstering about its capabilities, it is really something.
So when you mention Russia, and you have a map on the inner cover of your book, and it's because we don't think about it. It's just the top of the world. It's the North Pole, whatever. We don't think about it. When you look at the map, you realize how this is the middle of the geopolitical world circles around it. And while we may not be talking about necessarily any immediate military intervention, you could see how, with access to precious metals and oil and things like that, competition could be intense, if not fierce.
Yeah, and from a strategic standpoint, I remember I was interviewing a NATO commander, who told me that you can really reach anywhere in the world by traversing the North Pole, by plane, of course, within 7 hours.
Wow.
It's a direct flight and a direct route to a lot of places in the world, so it's strategically very important. And up until recently, it was Russia who was leading the charge, and now it seems like other nations are getting in the fray. We see Denmark trying to pursue more defensive capabilities in the Atlantic and Arctic oceans, and of course now the U.S. is getting in the mix. The European nations have been backing Greenland and Denmark in this past week, so it's really interesting to see it all unfold in real time.
Author Kenneth R. Rosen is with us. His book is Polar War. And so in the period of time you spent there, several years, right?
Yeah, I traveled back and forth from my home in northern Italy and spent, a month in Iceland, a month in Greenland, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and so even in the shorter periods of times, or maybe coming back and forth, you can start to see maybe even an alarming rate, the changes weather-wise, climate-wise in the Arctic, right?
Yeah, I mean, one year it was really snowy in Svalbard, which is an archipelago about 800 miles north of mainland Norway in the Arctic Ocean. One year it'd be snowy, and the next year it'd be just rainy, and mudslides would be collapsing into the town. Or, these things were happening month by month. Every summer was the hottest summer on record. The next year, the hottest summer on record. So much so that fauna and mammals that hadn't lived in the areas were now breaching through in some extraordinary ways. But I'd also be remiss not to mention that everywhere I went in the Arctic, which I guess you can consider as 2.5 million people live above the Arctic Circle.
Wow.
Everywhere I went, everyone was so kind and generous. Of course, people say that when they travel, but it was a different sort of feeling of unity among the people in the North. It's as though no matter where you went, they were all welcoming and understanding of the fact that without one, you are nothing. Without your neighbor, you will end up dying because it's so harsh and so difficult to live there. So relying on your neighbors, relying on your colleagues and your friends was something I found no matter where I went, and it was really fascinating.
I was going to ask you about indigenous peoples and the way life there has changed over the last 100 years or whatever since that first gold rush. But then you mentioned Scandinavia, and I guess the Scandinavians have been in the Arctic for hundreds and hundreds of years as well. And so there's a lot of skin in the game for real people.
Yeah, you have the Nenets in northern Russia. You've got the Sapmi region in northern Europe. They're often put to the sidelines when it comes to discussions about national security and politics, but their voices are trying to breach through. I mean, a lot of the discussion now about Greenland is unfortunate because, Greenland since 2008 has really been looking for self-determination and independence from Denmark. So that would have been a huge win for the Inuit community, but now that's taken a side path while all these other discussions are happening. So there are real consequences for real people, to say nothing of all the communities along the coastlines that are having to move because the weather is just getting unbearable and difficult to live.
Yeah, and so, I'm wondering, and who knows how this thing is going to work out between Denmark, Greenland, and the United States. But I would tell anybody who wants to know more about it, because most of us don't, and that's a vast majority, they need to pick up your book, Polar War, and go see you on the 21st at the Clark Family Branch of the St. Louis County Library, and it'll be fascinating. And Kenneth Rosen, thank you so much for your time today, and I'm really looking forward to reading the entire book. Thank you again.
Hey, Bob, thank you. I appreciate it.
There is a reason we are called the Big 550. Reason number one, the voices you know.
Hi, everybody. McGraw Millhaven here.
Hi, this is Frank Cusimano.
Hey, it's Jill Farmer.
Reason two, the voices you trust.
I'm Jack Carney. Thank you for listening.
It's Julie Buck here.
Reason three, the voices you've learned to love and the personalities you grew up with.
Hey, it's Heidi.
Hey, everybody. It's Josh.
Hi, everybody. It's Bob Ramsey.
And not to mention, but we will, locally owned and nationally and worldwide known. We are St. Louis's hometown station, the Big 550 KTRS, the talk of St. Louis. Stay connected with the Big 550 KTRS, streaming 24/7 online at KTRS.com or on the KTRS app. Powered by JBL Financial. Stream Straight Talk on Retirement every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Oftentimes we talk about make sure you support local, and of course you want to support local, and when you support local and you need windows and doors, you call Larry Thornton and Joe Thornton from the Window Store, 314-739-0002. Why? Well, because they support local and you support local, right? And you're supporting your neighbor to make sure the job is done right. They go the extra mile. In fact, somebody called up Larry Thornton the other day looking for new windows. Larry went out to the house and said, "You don't need new windows. These windows are fine. Thank you very much. Call me back some other time." The other reason why you support Larry Thornton at the Window Store, 314-739-0002, is because local companies support charities, and the Window Store is a proud sponsor of the KTRS Radiothon to support Backstoppers. So a local company that'll do it right with great windows and great doors, and they give back to the community, and big supporters of Backstoppers. You need windows, you need Window Store, wswindow.net. When you go and get your car washed, do you really care which car wash you go to? Yes, because not all car washes are created equal. Country Club Car Wash is the local family-owned and family-operated car wash since 1989. All these other ones that are popping up, they're all run by out-of-town hedge funds. Keep it local, keep it great. Touchless car washes, no brushes, inside and out. 5 area locations, Country Club Car Wash or cccwstl.com. You've had all these great ideas about what to do with your outside space. Now's the time to take the next step and call Outdoor Living, because Pat Leahy and the gang at Outdoor Living have built a showroom, which is a great resource for you. You can go in and see all the products they have, the composite decking, the metal framing. You see, at Outdoor Living, what they pride themselves on is building it right the first time and never having to worry about it again. So they build it. You can enjoy it for the rest of your life. Outdoor Living, their showroom on Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood, is a great resource for you. You can go and see all the different ways and all the different things they can do. Then they'll come out, they'll do a site visit, and in just a few short weeks, you will have the dream deck, fence, gazebo, pergola, whatever it may be. Outdoor Living, right there in Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood, 314-966-3325. Or OutdoorLivingInc.com. Check out the showroom and take that next step. You'll love it. Outdoor Living or OutdoorLivingInc.com.
Farmers and ranchers, when it's time to buy or sell ag equipment, think Purple Wave Auction. We're your go-to online marketplace for tractors, combines, sprayers, and more. With our no-reserve policy, every item sells to the highest bidder. Experience the Purple Wave difference. Nationwide reach with a local touch. Purple Wave Auction. Whether you're expanding your operation or streamlining your fleet, we've got you covered. Visit purplewave.com today. Fuel your farm with Purple Wave Auction.
Oh, let this one go a little bit. The Deacon Blues.
The Steely Dan.
Steely Dan, yeah.
I don't really like jazz music very much. The closest I get is Steely Dan.
Yeah, that's so funny. My mom, believe it or not, when she was in her 80s or whatever, was like, have you heard Steely Dan? You know, this is my mom.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, of course I have.
She was hip.
She loved it, you know, yeah. There's so many good songs that have come out. Jeez. Anyway, all right, well, welcome back. It's the Heidi Glaus Show with Bob and Josh, but Bob is here, Josh is not here, and Heidi's not here, and so
let's call it something else.
Me be filling in. How about Verizon? I don't have Verizon. I don't use Verizon. It is kind of funny how you see all these ads now for cheaper cell phone service, and I wondered to myself, am I really overpaying that much that I could go with like a Cricket Wireless for $20? Am I to believe that? Is anybody doing that?
And does it work? And is it just as good?
Well, they say they use the same system. They have to. It's not like they can put up a bunch of towers themselves. They can't do that. They've got to be able to.
So we're not doing commercials here, but what's your carrier? Who do you use?
Well, I've got AT&T.
Me too.
I've used AT&T
forever
for 30 years.
I don't think I've ever had anybody else.
No, but I'm thinking,
is it overpriced?
Is it overpriced? And this whole Verizon thing that happened. I don't know if you saw about if you Verizon customer. I'm sure you did. The outrage. They had this. How long? 2 hours? Was it longer than that?
They were out of business?
Something like that, yeah. And so they're offering $20 to their customers as a sorry, oops, it happened. And customers are all upset, thinking it's pathetic. Well, I don't know how much you want, how many millions of customers Verizon has, but we're not going to hand out $500 million because we had an outage for a couple of hours. Now, it could have been their fault, but I think $20. We ought to be paying Verizon for the peace and quiet we got for 2 hours, don't you think? I mean, come on.
Got you off the doom scrolling.
Right, exactly. No rabbit holes. There was, wow. I had to talk to my kids. Can't remember their names, but but I always wonder about these ads. I know that Ryan, what's the actor?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds has his one. What is that?
Doesn't he do Mint?
Mint.
Is that Mint?
Mint.
Yeah.
And then
That's a thing?
Yeah, Mint Mobile.
Mint Mobile.
Oh, okay.
And it's supposed to be cheap. And then there's another one with the guy from Cheers. Ted Danson does one for that orange. What's the? I should know these things.
Oh, the orange one. Yeah,
the orange one.
I don't know
the
the name
orange
of it.
one.
Yeah.
The thing about those places is that they're all owned by the big ones anyway. Like Cricket is owned by AT&T.
So they get you in, and then they kind of
no. It's just their other brand. Oh, you don't want AT&T? All right. Well, here's Cricket. It's discount.
So
you pay less, you get less.
It's Lexus and Toyota. They're owned by the same.
They're all it's like that. It's
really?
like that kind of deal. Yeah.
So
I think Mint is owned by T-Mobile. I think that's their version of it.
Why would you not go with them?
Why would you not go with the cheaper option?
Yeah.
I believe my understanding of it is that the the data, which is really what most people use now.
Right.
It's not the minutes,
Sure.
Gets kind of parceled out differently, and you get less of a priority and that kind of deal.
Huh. I don't know. I think
Might be worth looking into.
I think if you don't use a lot of data, you might as well go with the cheaper option.
I've learned over the almost 2 years I've been here that Connor is kind of on top of it, where us old people,
Sure. I totally get that.
Where's my dial-up phone? Where's my landline?
Am I right?
Yeah.
Here's another thing. I have an AOL account.
Yes.
Okay.
That's still a thing?
I know that now because I emailed something to you earlier today.
Listen. All right. I am tired of having to explain it. It's not embarrassing to me. It's a damn address. If I live at 123 Main Street and somebody said, "That's a dumb street name," I'm not going to move to another street because it's cooler. Listen, it's an address. I have had that. Can I explain how I got that?
Yes.
AOL.
Alexander Graham Bell got that for you, didn't he?
He did.
Now, to be clear before you start, I don't think AOL.com even exists anymore. I don't think you can make an AOL email today.
You can't get a new one.
You can't be like, I'm going to go make Connor McCarthy at AOL.com. I don't think that's around.
What do you mean it's not around?
I don't think that's an option.
I think he's right.
It got bought out a few times. I think it's like AT&T.
Didn't you notice that you have to use the telegraph key on your phone to send messages?
You know what?
You've got to dial into the operator. I'd like to sign into my email.
Marge, give me the station.
If I could reach you, I would teach you. So here's what happened. Years ago, 1984, AOL came out, and it was $9.95 a month. You had to have the disc, and so they went to all of these radio hosts across the country and said, "We'll give you a free account if you mention that you found something on AOL." It might have been 86, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. So we all got these AOL accounts, and the engineer at the radio station kind of gave us our are addresses. I have had that my whole address life. If I were to change it today, because back about 15, 20 years ago, my kids would go, Dad, get Hotmail, get something cool. AOL, it's dumb. I go, it's an address. What does it matter? It's an address. And so I refused, it's almost like a moniker now. I wear this with pride. But
it's your red badge of courage.
It is, but as opposed to the scarlet color. But I have no compunction to change it, and I am tied up with so much with that address that if I were to change it, my entire life would...
You lose your identity.
In shambles.
It would.
You'd be in shambles.
It would.
Who am I anymore?
I don't know. I am an AOL guy.
And you've never had a second one. You've never felt the need. Like, I'm going to make this to do this. Because a lot of people do. I think I have 3 emails. I only ever really use one.
No, I haven't. I've had other addresses. Wait, what are they?
My first one was an sbcglobal.net.
Yep.
That was a first one.
Yeah.
But we're on Gmail now. And then I've got one that's just the business one for the ballparks at the lake.
Listen, 84126 on the Royal Banks text line here. Age 71, and we still have AOL.com from that disc. Okay. I wouldn't keep the disc. Still have an AOL email, somebody else in the 618, and then a 636er out west. I have AOL too. Proud of my AOL account. You know what? We ought to start a club. We should have an AOL club, and
all right, let's call the AOL club to order. Okay, come to order.
Oh, look what I'm working with. Look what I'm working. So I don't mind. I'm happy with my little AOL account, and people can make fun of it, but I am not going to change it. I'm going to look into that. I can't believe that you couldn't establish another AOL
I don't know. Maybe
account.
you came, but I know SBC Global.
Gone.
That's gone.
That's gone.
I can't go make a new SBC Global. I think Hotmail, same deal. You can't do that.
Hotmail? My wife's got Hotmail.
Yeah, maybe. There's a lot of the old domains
are gone.
What, the hot one is Gmail, correct?
Yeah, the hot one for the last 20 years.
Whatever.
I wonder why people just kind of accepted that one.
Well, so like Guy said, you used to have to pay for this stuff.
Yes.
And Gmail was really the first one to come in and say,
just join.
It's free. We're doing this.
I wonder if that's why Jen and I did that. Probably.
They had the backing of Google, which was a big company. And
that must have been it.
That was really kicked off.
Yeah. All right. You should never feel embarrassed about your email account, ladies and gentlemen. I am telling you, the AOL folks, we got to...
They're good people. That's...
AOL, we're good people. I'm gonna come out with a bumper sticker. Or how about AOL? We're people too.
Captain Paul, what's your email?
Email is Gmail.
See,
all right.
You're fresh as today's headlines. How's traffic look?
Well, 44 west bogs down at Washington, approaching the depressed section. 270 south is heavy from Olive down to Manchester. 55 south running slow from Gasconade to 4500 South Broadway. 64 east bogs down briefly at 170, and 64 west is congested from Kings Highway to Hampton. This traffic report brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. If you're ready to upsize, downsize, or first-time home buy, turn to the team at Neighbors Credit Union. At Neighbors Credit Union, you'll find great rates, expert advice, and personalized friendly service throughout the entire home loan process and beyond. That's just what you'd expect from a great neighbor. Apply online today at neighborscu.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hi, I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I want your fixer-upper home. It's crazy to spend a ton of money fixing it up when I will pay you top dollar right now. I don't even care what condition it's in. Your trash is my treasure. No inspections, no contingencies, just cold, hard cash. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867. That's Mike Robinson, 314-283-0867, or at robangproperties.com.
Hey, it's Jill Farmer for Premier Heating and Cooling. When winter hits St. Louis, your furnace doesn't get a day off, and if yours is older, it may be running nonstop and still not keeping you comfortable. Winter has a way of exposing weak links. You're probably paying more and getting less. Or if your home never quite feels warm enough in the winter, your furnace may be telling you something else, especially if it's been around for a while. That's why I want you to call Premier Heating and Cooling. Their technicians go through 5 years of training beyond industry standards. It's Premier standards. Heating your home shouldn't feel like a struggle. Older furnaces work harder and use more energy. If you want lower energy bills and better heat, it's just all around smarter to consider a new furnace. And yes, Premier offers financing, which makes upgrading a whole lot easier. So whether you need a tune-up or you're ready for something new, make your winter a lot more comfortable for your home or your business. Call 636-916-1122. PremierHeatingCooling.net. Comfort you can count on.
Got gold? Get green at Jewels on Hampton. Jewels on Hampton pays the most for your precious metals, jewelry, gems, currency, antiques, and collectibles. Jewels on Hampton buys precious and semi-precious gems and stones, scrap gold, and sterling silver. Jewels on Hampton buys and sells paper money, wristwatches, and pocket watches. They even take pianos and cars. To sum up, bring your gold chains, bracelets, rings, coins, dental gold, and more to Jewels on Hampton, 4506 Hampton Avenue in St. Louis. And get green. Online at jewelsonhampton.com.
The Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Tournament has been the showcase for buzzer beaters, madness, and championship glory. With nearly 5 decades of heart-racing excitement, it begins here at Enterprise Center. The 2026 State Farm MVC Tournament, presented by Credit Union One, Great Southern Bank, and SSM Health, tips off on March 5th through 8th. Celebrate 50 years of the Valley's postseason championship. Get your tickets now at archmadness.com.
Hi, it's Frank Cusimano inviting you to join me for the Press Box, brought to you by Control Option, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. We're going to interview some of the biggest names in sports and have our opening monologue. That's the Press Box, brought to you by Control Option, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. right here on the Big 550 KTRS, the talk of St. Louis.
Wouldn't you like to take a vacation from your bills? Well, you can. With credit card balances at an all-time high and Golden Oak's 4.5% rate, you could be saving thousands of dollars after a simple phone call. Call today and get your cash in as little as 14 days and make no payments for 2 months. Call 314-567-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing cured my blues.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
The final stretch of your career isn't about slowing down. It's about getting strategic. Those last 5 years before retirement can define your financial future, from maximizing contributions and paying off high-interest debt to mapping out health care and testing your post-retirement budget. This is your moment to take control. At Pioneer Wealth Management, we help you connect all the moving parts. Real peace of mind starts long before your final paycheck. Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Pioneer Wealth Management and Creative One Wealth are unaffiliated. Life insurance professional investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal.
Between all the holiday parties,
Weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers. Oh, they're here. Hey, who needs something to drink?
we've been overindulging a little more than usual. Thank goodness we both added active liver to our diets to give our livers some much-needed support so we have the energy we need to enjoy the holidays.
Active Liver from New Nordic contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract designed to give your liver maximum protection and help it do vital jobs like removing toxins from alcohol, rich foods, and sweets.
Try Active Liver today and enjoy all the holiday treats with the peace of mind of knowing you're giving your liver some relief.
Find Active Liver online at Amazon, Vitacost.com, or iHerb.com. Or pick it up today at CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite. Enjoy life to the fullest with Active Liver.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Welcome back. This is Heidi's thing, the doing the Hollywood Report. I did it for a little while, but nobody liked it, so she took it back. I'm still bitter. So we Hollywood stories.
Yeah.
Now, for full disclosure, we were talking off the air about John Harbaugh going to the Giants.
Holy cow!
The contract was
$100 million over 5 years.
$100 million.
100, Scott. It's $100 million.
Who is the highest grossing actor of all time?
Oh, that's a good one. Hold on a second.
I know the answer because it just changed.
It just changed. You're right.
Hold on. Don't tell me.
You
All
won't
right.
get it.
I won't get it?
Well, you might.
Well,
I'll bet you.
Is it on?
I'll give you the one hint. She's in a bunch of Marvel movies, obviously.
It's Scarlett. Oh, was Scarlett Johansson?
That's who it was.
She was number one, so that's a pretty good guess.
Oh, so wow, who would overthrow her?
From Avatar.
What's her name?
Yes, that's her.
What's her name?
Yeah.
Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, Zoe Saldana. Yeah.
Can you imagine the highest grossing? Let me get the number here real quick because she was in Avatar, Fire and Ash. The numbers. What was the movie she was in that won the awards last year? Emilia Perez. And she was in. Did you watch on Paramount The Lioness?
Yes, I love that show.
Great show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's on fire.
I can hardly wait till that comes back.
I know, but in the story, there's no mention of it. So I hope it does come back. And I'm still searching for 15.4 billion was the gross of
in her
for Avatar, and so
I think that was all movies. All the movies.
15 actor.
Yeah.
Well, with all of her movies,
with all
you're
of her
right.
movies.
All of her
Yeah.
movies combined worth 15.4 billion.
Who's Oliver Movies?
All of her clothes off.
Get on.
The one problem I had with
You want
this,
to do those names? I got a bunch.
IP freely.
Okay, wait. All right, hold on. Hold on. Emerson
go.
Diggins.
Okay.
All right, that's.
The one problem I have with this, I was talking to Josh about this. She might end up passing this anyway, but a big chunk of it comes from the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. And if you don't recall her being in this, it's because she's in like 2 scenes. But you're gonna tack on.
I see.
$800 million onto her gross
because
she's in the movie.
It doesn't work that way.
Well, that's what I thought. I said I want to see
I
the
agree.
movies you are starring, or
sure,
Or
and
how much did you get paid? And count the residuals and the merch and all that stuff. What are you worth?
Right.
That's I think a more representative number.
That's why Scarlett Johansson. I get it. If you're an actress and you have these parts and you make a lot of money. And you've elevated your status, but Zoe Saldana, I mean...
Well, listen, hey, she's in the Marvel movie, she's in Avatar. She might end up not needing that $1 billion from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies from 20 years ago.
And what's the commercials she's doing?
They're
on
she's
all
doing
the
T-Mobile,
time.
right?
T-Mobile.
She's doing T-Mobile.
Not good.
My point is...
Not good.
They're paying her a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
And so
she's doing all right.
She's doing fine.
Yeah.
She'll be all right. She does not have to do a GoFundMe.
Yeah, all right. Any other Hollywood stuff?
Well, would you like to do the birthday game?
What's that? Oh, yeah. Guess
Should we
the
do the
years?
birthday game?
Let's do it.
All right, I would just
Guy's
do-
looking really dejected over there after
Yeah.
the Zoe Saldana story.
I know. It was sort of...
We need to.
It should have been you.
We need to raise his morale a bit here.
It should have been you.
All right, let's do it.
Here's an oddity.
I've been in
we're
a couple
talking
of
about
movies.
Yeah.
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a movie called El Paso. Marty Robbins was in it. I had a bit part in that.
Are you counting the one where they say Guy Phillips, but they're not?
No.
You're not actually in.
That was American Graffiti.
Yeah, American Graffiti.
My name is in American Graffiti.
Your name or a name
My
like
name.
yours?
My name.
His exact name.
No, but was it you?
It was not me,
Oh.
but it was. They were doing the scene where they're driving down the road.
Harrison Ford?
No, it wasn't Harrison Ford. It was
the other guy, Paul.
Yep, Paul guy.
The Paul guy.
Yeah, and he says, "Hey, do you go to Turlock?" Yeah. Oh, do you know Guy Phillips? And he said, "Yeah." He sits behind me in math. He's so boss.
Well, it had to be you then.
It could have
Who
been.
could be more boss than you? Because that would have been about the time you were you were in high school, right?
No, I was
just out.
That was 70. What was it?
71.
Yeah, I was college.
Okay.
Yeah,
You were still boss though.
I was boss.
Now, here's one we were talking about old addresses and, music came on, classic rock, all those sorts of things. You might be surprised to know that my daughter, not that part, but my daughter and my wife are big fans of Pitbull.
That is surprising.
It is surprising. They've seen Pitbull 3 times, I think, and they were very excited. Pitbull's coming to St. Louis, I think, in the fall in his new tour. He's got a new tour coming.
It's interesting that you say that because last night at the Billiken game, the band played a new song, and I go, God, I know that song from somewhere. What it was Pitbull.
Uh-huh.
They're doing
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
right.
dun. What's that song?
I don't know.
I mean, I didn't do it exactly right.
Connor. All right, go on. So
how old's
How old is
Pitbull?
Pitbull?
Pitbull, I would say Pitbull is 47.
Mr. Worldwide is 52.
Look at you know, and
Yeah,
Mr. Worldwide just missed. He's 45.
Oh, he's younger than I thought.
This one, this is going to be a great toss-up for you.
Okay.
How old is Drew Brees?
Drew Brees,
Former Orleans.
44.
47.
Bang, got it.
All right.
47.
Wow.
Let's go. Let me give you.
I already used 47. You can't use it again.
I don't know if that's not the rules.
I just made up a new rule.
You just made up the new rule.
This one will be really tough. This is old school. He was the director of New Jack City. He played Malcolm X in the movie Ali. His name is Mario Van Peebles.
Ooh, he has to be 73.
Yeah, in my mind, I thought he was closer to 80. I don't really. I mean, so I'll say 79.
I would have thought so too. This says he's 69.
Wow.
Oh, well.
How about that? Good
I
for
went
him.
over the actual retail amount.
Yes, you're done.
You're the Price is Right rules. You're out.
You're done. Those are some birthdays for us today.
Happy birthday to those folks. 546, and it's the Big 550. Thanks for listening.
Hey, it's Heidi, and if the new year means a new look for your home, look no further than Dalco Home Remodeling. Let me just tell you, customers could not be happier. If you're looking for new windows, Dalco Home Remodeling has you covered. If you're looking for a new door, they can custom make you a front door. They can do French doors, they can do sliding doors, and they can stain it or paint it to whatever you have going on or whatever new color you want to add. Let me just tell you about some of the happy clients. You've got Alex who said, I had Dalco replace several windows and doors on one of my properties, did a top quality job for me, would definitely recommend. And he's just one of many. You know, Dalco Home Remodeling has been around for more than 50 years. They are family owned and family operated. So if you're ready to get your dream project underway, go to DalcoHomeRemodeling.com. You can also give them a call at 314-298-7300.
Most people think if I name my husband as beneficiary, everything's going to be okay, and that's not necessarily true.
I'm Scott Garcia with Premier Estate and Income Planning.
What am I doing taking care of people after somebody has passed and all the mess that comes with that?
And I'm Jennifer Cermak, Chief Counsel and Estate Planning Attorney of Premier Estate and Income Planning.
No longer is the attorney the gatekeeper to your lives.
Let us show you how to protect your assets, avoid probate, and retire with confidence.
Having an estate plan could be the most important document you could ever have.
The Premier Income and Estate Planning Show, this Saturday at 4 and this Sunday morning at 7 on the Big 550 KTRS.
Between all the holiday parties,
Weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers. Oh, they're here. Hey, who needs something to drink?
we've been overindulging a little more than usual. Thank goodness we both added active liver to our diets to give our livers some much needed support so we have the energy we need to enjoy the holidays.
Active Liver from New Nordic contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract designed to give your liver maximum protection and help it do vital jobs like removing toxins from alcohol, rich foods, and sweets.
Try Active Liver today and enjoy all the holiday treats with the peace of mind of knowing you're giving your liver some relief.
Find Active Liver online at Amazon, Vitacost.com, or iHerb.com. Or pick it up today at CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite. Enjoy life to the fullest with Active Liver.
When you pay for tree work, you want to be sure you're getting the most for your hard-earned money. That's why you should always use the ISA-certified arborist at River City Tree Service in Baldwin, Missouri. Hi, I'm Steve with River City Tree Service, and we've been the go-to tree service since 2008. Tree removal, tree trimming, storm damage, deadwood removal, stump grinding, and more. Give River City Tree Service a call for all your tree service needs at 314-270-8071. That's 314-270-8071. River City Tree Service.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Let's get a final check of traffic. Captain Paul, what do you got?
Well, Bob, the roads are looking good as the afternoon rush winds down. 64 east bogs down at 170, but thins out at Big Bend. 64 west is congested from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker, and 170 south is crowded from Forest Park Parkway down to 64. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Drury, today and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120. Visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Some of my fondest memories as a kid is heading down to the hardware store. You had to pick up a couple of nails, a couple of screws, maybe a gallon of paint, whatever it may be, right? It was your friendly neighborhood hardware store. Well, those don't exist anymore in St. Louis, except for Schnarr's Hardware. They have 2 locations in Webster Groves and in Clayton Road in Ladue. Schnarr's Hardware is that place where you go in and you can get that bucket of paint, you can get a couple of screws. The advice is always free. And the one thing about Schnarr's Hardware that every single family hardware store used to have, and that is the smell. It smells like a hardware store. It's got the selection. I don't know how they do it. It's a small store, but they got everything you ever need. They got the paint. They got paint matching. They've got big green eggs. They've got screws and nails and everything a hardware store should have. Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations, 1 great hardware store. Schnarr's Hardware, we'll see you there.
The Missouri Valley Conference men's basketball tournament has been the showcase for buzzer beaters, madness, and championship glory. With nearly 5 decades of heart-racing excitement, it begins here at Enterprise Center. The 2026 State Farm MVC Tournament, presented by Credit Union One, Great Southern Bank, and SSM Health, tips off on March 5th through 8th. Celebrate 50 years of the Valley's postseason championship. Get your tickets now at archmadness.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
I'm telling these guys about all these really cool TV shows they never heard of. Is anybody else watching Tehran?
There are too many.
I've heard of some of them.
There are too many shows.
There are.
You can't see everything.
You can't.
You just can't.
No, and you can't keep track of where you've seen it.
I'm watching The Night Manager. Remember that one?
I've watched it. It's a great show. It's coming
10
back.
years ago. It's back now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's in it?
Tom Hiddleston.
He's good.
Hugh Laurie. It was actually a really big cast 10 years ago, but I hope you might enjoy it. Do you want to do some randoms?
Can I throw one random at you?
Let's hear it.
Did you know that Matthew McConaughey has 8 trademarks, including all right, all right, all right?
I saw that.
He's got that trademark.
Yeah.
All
That's
right,
weird.
all right, all right.
All right. He doesn't want other people saying it. All right, how about this? Saguaro cactuses can grow to be more than 40 feet tall.
Saguaro.
Sorry.
No,
Is that
you
right?
would know.
Saguaro, yeah.
Okay. I'm glad to know that.
But it can take almost a decade for them to even reach 1 inch in height. So there you go.
Same with me.
Yeah.
Late growth spurt.
Not even a point guard size.
And then key limes were considered a weed in Florida until the Great Freeze of 1894 destroyed all the lemon groves. Farmers had to grow something, so they started growing limes instead and sold it as a beloved regional crop.
People love key lime pie. I'm okay with it, but it's not like...
It's down the list.
It's down
if
on the list.
If you got some good key lime pie, sure, I'll have a slice.
What's your favorite pie?
I have to have it at Thanksgiving with homemade whipped cream.
Oh, I love it.
But overall...
Pumpkin?
Blackberry.
Oh, blackberry. I'm going with strawberry rhubarb.
Wow.
A good strawberry rhubarb, you get the tart and you get the sweet.
Oh.
So rhubarb is like celery with high blood pressure.
Yes, that's true.
Right?
I got one more if you want it. Alligators hibernate during the winter. They sleep with their noses above the water, so if it freezes, they still can breathe.
Huh.
So there you
but
go.
they can't move.
Well, they don't need to move. They're just hibernating. They're just.
So if you're going to play golf in Florida, play in the winter.
You got to watch out.
It's kind of like me at night. I put the covers up, but I have
Just
my
your
nose
nose
out.
out.
Mouth in, nose out. That way you can warm yourself underneath with the air that... Okay, I don't even want to get into
and
that.
And the snores aren't so loud.
That's right. Hey, had fun today, Bob.
Thanks, buddy. Glad you were here.
Yeah, listen, if you need me tomorrow, let me know.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good night, everyone.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right. It's all right. Bet your money how you like.
Scott, I have a new word, floornancing.
What are you saying, flooring or financing?
Actually, both, because at Best Buy Flooring, we have the largest selection of carpet tile, luxury vinyl plank, luxury vinyl tile, ceramic tile, laminate, and hardwood.
Yes, and free financing for qualified buyers.
3 convenient locations, North County, South County, and O'Fallon, Illinois.
Open 7 days a week, including at South County. Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy Flooring.
Way back in time, if you had a leak in the roof of your hut, I imagine you had to find a tree close by, scale it, and then jump and hope you could get up there and see what was wrong. Then came the advent of the ladder. There was an easier way to get up there and see if something was wrong. And with modern technology, we finally get around to the drone. Now, the folks at Allen Roofing use those instead of trees and ladders. Send a drone up, find out if there's anything wrong with your roof, get some pictures, go over it with you, and see if there's a problem, how bad it is, what they could do, what it'll cost. Or if everything's just fine, they will tell you that too. Boy, it's so nice we don't have to climb trees to look at our hut. Allen Roofing embracing technology and doing quality roof repair, siding, gutters, everything for the outside of your home. Just ask Gronk.